How long can one man live with his mother?
Your son says that there was never an agreement to pay rent.
I would have died before I would have paid it, to be honest with you.
You had a fight with your mother.
She hit me in the head with a bottle.
You are lying. That's your mother. She brought you into this world. She can take you out. Do I make myself clear?
Judge Judy.
How many children do you have? One. See what happens when you put all your eggs in one basket? His wife.
Yes, ma'am.
Who is this gentleman?
This is my husband.
Are you afraid to stand up?
No, ma'am.
Good. Stand up next to your wife. Are you his father?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so this is your second stepfather. How long have the two of you been married?
2 years.
2 years?
Right. Yes, ma'am.
It's good that you remember.
Yes, ma'am. It's usually the other way.
Yes.
Okay. And there was some sort of a problem that occurred between you and your son.
Yes, ma'am.
And you evicted them.
Yes, ma'am.
And when you went back into the house, you saw some extensive damage. So
Yes,
you
ma'am.
want him to be responsible for the rent that he owes you,
Yes,
as well as for the damage that he did to the house.
Yes, ma'am.
And your son says that there was never an agreement to pay rent, that there was an agreement that he pay your insurance, some sort of insurance, that he paid that faithfully, and he's going to prove to me that he paid that faithfully, and that was the only agreement that you had with regard to finances, and that you are, according to him, a meddling lady who wants to control his life, and when you had a fight with him, you hit him over the head with a soda bottle, and he and his wife and children moved out of the house, and he caused absolutely no damage.
Correct.
Do you work, Mr. Patterson?
Yes, ma'am.
What kind of work do you do?
I'm a DJ.
Do you work?
Yes, ma'am.
Who do you work for?
I'm an assistant market manager.
Okay. So you have two incomes. What are you doing living in your mother's house?
She told me that it was my house for years. Her and my father bought the house when I was younger, and I've always lived there. So she bought her another home and moved it in behind us, and she told us that we could live there. She said, as long as you help me out with my insurance, there's no rent or anything.
Okay. Tell me what the insurance was every month.
$278.
$278.
That's what we pay a month.
What other expenses did you pay on the house, Mr. Patterson?
I replaced some doors.
No, expenses, regular expenses.
As in...
heating, utilities.
Yeah, we
we
pay
paid
light
the
bill,
utility
phone
bill and the phone bill, but they were also in her name.
I don't care whose name they were in. You were living there.
Yes, ma'am. I paid them.
Okay.
Until she come down and cut them off in 100-degree heat with my kids in the house.
Okay, well, you had a fight with them. You had a
Yeah.
fight
Yes,
with your
ma'am.
mother.
Yes, ma'am.
When did you have a fight with your mother?
I don't recall the exact date.
Give me the month.
May.
May.
And how long had you been living in the house up until that point?
I've been there 7 years.
But she left for a period
Of 2 years.
2 years and come
And I
back.
come back September 2001.
When she was pregnant again.
Ah, so you've been living there on and off for the last 5 years.
Yes, ma'am.
And you're telling me, Miss Grogan, that your son and his wife never paid rent?
They paid rent one time.
One time.
One time.
When?
I don't even remember it.
It was so long ago.
It was so long ago, I don't remember.
Okay. And you filed eviction proceedings against them after this May argument.
Yes, ma'am.
So why don't you tell me, Mr. Patterson, about the argument?
She asked me for part of the cool ceiling, the trailer.
Part of the what?
Cool ceiling of the mobile home.
I don't understand that.
It's
Cool. It's a seal that goes on top. It's supposed to make the house cooler, and it seals it up from any leaks or anything occurring.
Okay, so she asked you for that.
She asked me for half. Yes, ma'am. I told her that I'm hard-headed, so she told me that I was going to pay it.
Just a second. So she said, she asked if you would pay it, and then you probably said no.
I said, if I have it, I will. And she said, well, you're going to pay it. or
Okay, so you said, if I had it, I would pay it.
If I have it at the time. She wanted it later on in the week, and I said, if I have it at that time, I will give it to you. But she said, well, you're going to pay it, and I come back honest from her. If you're going to pay it. And at that point, when she told me I was going to pay it, I would have died before I would have paid it then, to be honest with you.
So what did you say to your mother, who's allowed you to live rent-free in the house with your wife and 2 children for 7 years?
After she got on the porch, she made some more threats.
What did you say to her? I don't care what she said to you. She can wipe. She brought you into this world. She can take you out. What did you say to her?
You can't say it in a courtroom, really.
Oh, you can say anything here, sir. We have the ability to go bleep, bleep.
I told her, "F you."
Nice.
So
Let me
she-
see what I got here. I got a mother. How many children do you have, Miss Grogan?
We have none
One.
of them.
You have one.
Just one.
Him. See what happens when you put all your eggs in one basket?
But if I could
Just a
stand-
second. Let's see what we got here, Mr. Patterson. We have a mother who allows you and your wife to live rent-free in her home. And she comes down and she says to you, listen, you don't pay any rent in the house. The house needs some repairs on the outside. I want you to pay, not the whole thing. I want you to pay half. And you say to her, forget it. And she says to you, oh, you're going to have it. And then you curse at her.
It was only after a few more arguments. I mean, we went on arguing. This happened when we got outside. And then she turned and threw a bottle at me and hit me in the head with a bottle.
Sure did.
And she denies that. My little girl
You
said,
are
Girl
lying.
asked me
You
every
were
day.
in the house.
My
No, it
little girl
wasn't.
asked me
Miss
every
Grogan,
day
Miss
of
Grogan.
my life why her Grammy hit her daddy in the head and why every time they go over
Because
there,
he had a big fresh mouth.
she has no reason.
Listen to me. Because he had a big fresh mouth.
Well, and so does she.
Beverly Grogan says her son, Patrick Patterson, and his wife, Selena Patterson, owe for unpaid rent and for damage to her home. Beverly says Patrick and his wife burned down the bathroom.
I want you to face left.
I'm sorry.
Your other left.
Okay.
You see this woman?
Yes, ma'am.
20 years from now, you won't remember what she looks like. Now I want you to turn around and face right.
Do you think?
That's your mother. 20 years from now, she's still going to be your mother. Look at me. You know how I know that? Because I'm smart. And because statistically, there is more than a 50% probability in this country that you won't remember what she looks like unless you see her occasionally at your children's weddings. So that this lady is somebody that you don't tell to go beep yourself. And I don't care what kind of trouble Missy Moo Moo over here tries to make. Your mother helped you for 7 years. Now, I'm going to tell you, sir, that I believe you only about one thing. I believe you that there was never an agreement with your mother to pay rent. See that? I'm a reasonable gal. I know what's right and I know what's true. She's angry and she's hurt because probably at this point she has you. You're her only son. You have 2 children. She hasn't seen her grandchildren. That's a very painful thing for her. So, listen, Missy Moo Moo over here is shaking her head yes. I'm talking to you, not her.
Well.
The one that you're not going to remember 20 years from now?
I don't remember.
Do you know what I'm talking about? I'm talking about your mother who's taken care of you, changed your pants, took care of you when you were sick, took care of you when you had a fever, brought you up, fed you, clothed you, educated you, took care of you for a very long time. This isn't somebody you cut off from her grandchildren. Do I make myself clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Just remember what I said when I told you to look left. Now, did you or your wife cause any damage to this house when you left?
One thing.
What?
I was gone to move a bed, and when I come back, we seen smoke coming out of the bathroom window. So I went down there. Maybe she left a. They never determined what it was. I think maybe a candle. Maybe it's.
You mean your wife?
Yes, ma'am. And the wind blew the curtain, and the curtain caught on fire. And I put it out. I feel like it could have been fixed with some paint.
Okay. So you would agree, Mr. Patterson, would you not, that this accident that you say was caused by your wife negligently leaving a candle burning in the bathroom is your responsibility to fix?
Yes, ma'am. But I don't.
There you go.
I don't think it was as bad as it was said.
All I'm going to do is look at her bills to fix it. That's all.
The bills were fixed by an ex-husband.
I don't care who they were fixed by. I don't care if they were fixed by Howdy Doody. I want to see a paid bill to have it fixed because that is minimally your responsibility. You would agree with that?
Yeah, but not as bad as it says. They say it is.
Can I please see the bill to fix the bathroom that was damaged as a result of his wife leaving a candle burning and a wind blowing through the window and catching on fire the curtains, which caused damage that might have been fixed by just some paint?
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And later today,
So in the 6 months that you lived there, you vacuumed your carpet twice?
Maybe 3 times, yeah.
How many times a day do you shower?
Once.
Laundry?
Every month, maybe.
Yeah, do you turn your underwear? And what they did, and it's, you know, it's like everybody has 2 personalities. Fortunately, I get the nice personality, right? It is your claim, Mr. Starnes, that the defendant, who used to be your girlfriend, falsely accused you of hitting her with your truck. As a result of that, you had to spend money for lawyers, you had all kinds of aggravation. Did you spend any time in jail?
7 days.
7 days in jail. And you want her to compensate you for that. Ms. Chinook says that you did, in fact, have a hissy fit, maybe because she threw her shoes at your truck, which she did because she was angry. And she doesn't really remember the whole incident, but she does remember after she threw the slippers at your truck, she remembers seeing your taillights, and the next thing she knew, she woke up in the hospital. You say, I didn't do any of that. I don't know how she got there. Some other truck must have dropped out of the night sky and hit her. Right?
Yes, ma'am.
When did you and the defendant stop being boyfriend and girlfriend?
7/12/03.
Interesting that you remember the date. And you've, since that time, had some problem because she wants her CDs back.
Yes.
CDs that you either purchased together or you kept. So there's been an ongoing problem over these CDs. Is that right, Ms. Chinook?
Yes, ma'am.
What was the date of this alleged hit and run?
7/14, 7/15.
What took you so long to come to court?
The plaintiff, Keenan Starnes. We had a court date scheduled.
Because the criminal case was pending, is that right?
Yes.
Okay, so you had to wait for the criminal case to be over before you came to court.
Yes, ma'am.
Because you have a counterclaim for your medical bills.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, after you had these ongoing discussions with Ms. Chinook about the CDs and how she was going to get them back, you decided to go over to see her, or you stopped by her house. Is that right?
No, ma'am.
Well, where did this incident happen with the slippers?
About, say, 2 miles from her house, at some mutual friends' houses.
What did you drive by there for?
I was actually headed to the mall. I just picked some friends up around the corner, and we seen her out in the yard and stopped and talked to her.
Who stopped to talk to her?
Me and my witness, Brittany.
Brittany is your new girlfriend?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, tell me what you said to her.
She wanted the CDs back. She said that she wanted them back by 10 p.m. I told her that I had bought the CDs and that I wanted to get copies of them and she could have the bought copies and I would take the computer issue ones and that they would be returned to her.
Now, how long had she been asking you for these CDs?
2 or 3 days.
And was there any reason why you had this discussion with her with your new girlfriend in the car?
No, I just bumped into her.
And you decided to stop and talk to her about the CDs with the new girlfriend in the car?
Yes, ma'am.
And this was 3 days after you broke up? You have a short attention span.
Me and Brittany weren't together then.
You're just friends then?
Yeah.
Okay, now when he told you you weren't getting the CDs back until after he makes copies of them, he took off, and what happened?
Ma'am, I'm sorry. That is not what happened. I was at Lone Oak Manor. It was not 2 miles from my house. I did move here recently. I was over at Lone Oak Manor staying with a friend. They drove through once, beeping their horn and flipping off the apartment that I was in. Then when they came back through, they actually left and came back again. And, good Lord.
So you went out?
I went outside the second time that they came through.
That was silly, Ms. Chinook. What'd you go outside for if he's behaving like a jerk?
Because, ma'am, my CDs were my life. That's the only thing that I owned at that point in time.
Your CDs were your life?
Yes, ma'am.
You better get a new life.
I know.
You better get another life. If your CDs are your life, your children are your life, your family is your life, sometimes a profession is your life. Some men say golf is their life. But I never heard anybody say, my CDs are my life. So you went out after you saw him the second time, and what happened?
I went outside. I told the plaintiff, Keenan, that I wanted my CDs back and that I knew that him and Brittany were together. She was supposed to be my friend at the time, Your Honor. According to several witnesses...
Don't say, I'm not care what
I'm
witnesses
sorry.
say. I don't care if they were together or not, other than the fact that he stopped to talk to you with the new girlfriend in the car, which is pretty stupid. But that's probably consistent. All right, so you went outside and you said, my CDs are my life. Give me my life back. And he said, you'll get them back after I dub them. Is that the right word?
That's the right word.
Right word. After I dub them, you'll get them back.
Yes, ma'am.
And then he peeled off?
No, ma'am.
Then you cursed him?
They started cursing. I started
What about cursing? Then you cursed him?
Yes.
There came a point when he took off in the truck, and you took off after him.
Yes, ma'am.
What did you do when you took off after him?
I took off after him. I said I want my CDs. I took off my sandals. I did throw them at him. I was upset.
Did they hit the car?
Yes. One of them actually flew inside the car window and hit a 16-month-old little boy in the head. I did not know he was in the back seat.
Who's 16-month-old little boy?
Megan.
What was the baby doing in the car?
They were going with us to the mall.
And then what happened?
He put the car into reverse. We got into a conflict again in the middle of the road.
What kind of conflict? You can't say you got into a conflict. So far,
we were
I'm hearing
arguing.
all kinds of stupidity.
We were arguing, yelling, screaming, cussing. About that time, he told me to kiss my ASS goodbye and my CDs.
And then?
I can't really remember anything after that. I was in the middle of the road. They put the car in drive. They took off. And the last thing I remember is taillights. That's the only thing I remember after that.
Where did you wake up?
In the hospital.
You have the hospital record?
Yes, ma'am.
Can I see them, please?
Just all of them.
All right, Mr. Starnes, you want to tell me your version of the events, sir?
Yes, ma'am. Me and the plaintiff dated for 3 to 4 months.
Listen to me. I don't care.
We split up.
I know that.
Okay.
Get to the 15th of July. That's all I care about. I don't care about, other than the fact that the new girlfriend is interesting because it shows your poor judgment in having a discussion with the old girlfriend after 3 days with the new girlfriend in the car. Sounds pretty dumb to me. Other than that, I'm really not interested in your social life, sir. I'm more concerned with my own social life. So let's move on to 7:15:03. She threw her slipper at the car.
We were there having our altercation in the parking lot.
She
threw her slipper at the car.
the slipper in the car.
I drove away.
And that's your story. And you're sticking to it, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. You have a certificate of disposition on your criminal case?
Yes, ma'am.
I'd like to see it.
It's got to be one of these.
So the case was dismissed, sir, because she did not remember anything that happened. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am. She refused to testify.
No, it doesn't say she refused to testify. It said, according to your lawyer, who files this affidavit with me, he said he went out to speak to her, and she said she didn't remember anything that evening and didn't remember being hit.
Yeah.
However, the police department did, in fact, interview a multitude of witnesses, according to the police report that I have here, and the multitude of witnesses, sir, say that you backed your car into her.
Mm-hmm.
You know that?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, you think that all those people were lying to the police?
They must have been.
I don't know, because there goes that car. That
didn't
car
go to
that just
court,
popped
so-
out of the sky, along with all the other aliens. Huh?
They did not show up in court, so I don't know.
Well, maybe the police didn't take this case seriously enough. You know you could have killed her.
Yes, ma'am.
You're lucky. If you would have killed her, they wouldn't have let it drop so fast. You know that, don't you?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. There isn't a question in my mind, Mr. Starnes, that you hit the defendant with your car. And being that is the case, sir, you are not entitled to your counsel fees back, your aggravation back, or anything else. You hit her with your car and you left her laying in the road. So your claim is dismissed. But on her counterclaim, I am awarding her $1,500 for her medical bills. Thank you. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Really, this is over somebody not getting their way, and they wanted to show out.
I had no right taking my sandals off and throwing them at his car.
That's 2 court appearances I feel like I've been ripped off on, but...
Brittany Robbins pretended to be my friend the whole time, and the whole time she was out to get my old man.
I wasn't out to get her boyfriend. We ended up together, and that's the way it was.
Both of us have anger problems, and that's probably had something to do with it.
She just couldn't keep her mouth shut, and that's the way it goes.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Collins versus Batting. Step forward, please.
Nurse Tammy Collins is suing fellow motorist, 25-year-old technician Chris Batting, for throwing a bottle at her car. Tammy says Chris was annoyed at the rate of speed she was driving.
Miss Collins, on what date did this incident happen with your car?
This incident happened on May 15th of 2004.
And on what road were you traveling?
I was traveling northbound on Highway 67 on my way to work.
Highway 67 is in what state?
It's in the state of Missouri.
According to what I read in your complaint, you got into some sort of a situation with a truck.
Yes, ma'am.
And you weren't moving fast enough. You were in the left lane. Try to get over to the right lane. You couldn't. Anyway, this truck became exasperated with the way you were driving, culminating in the fact that the person who was driving in that truck threw a bottle, a beer bottle,
yes,
or some sort of bottle, out the window of the truck. It hit your car, causing damage.
Yes, ma'am.
And it is your claim that Mr. Batting was the person who tossed the bottle out of the car, causing the damage to your car. Mr. Batting was stopped some distance away from where this incident happened as a result of you placing a call to the police.
Yes, ma'am.
What did the truck look like?
It was a white and gray Ford F-150.
White and gray?
Yes, ma'am.
Was it new or old?
It was in a 90s model. The distinguishing factor of that truck was that there was a large dog in the back end of it.
Do you remember what the dog looked like?
It was a Rottweiler.
Now, it is your position, Mr. Batting, that you had nothing to do with this incident?
Absolutely not.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
What are you doing driving around in your truck with a dog in the back bed of the car? Oh, it's not an answer.
She likes to ride in the back of the truck.
When did she tell you that?
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Tammy Collins says fellow motorist Chris Batting threw a bottle at her car while they were driving on the freeway. Chris says she's got the wrong guy.
How long, Mr. Batting, have you lived in the state of Missouri?
All my life.
Now, what county do you live in?
St. Louis County.
What county do you live in?
St. Francis County.
Where were you, in St. Louis or St. Francis County when this incident happened?
We were actually in Jefferson County, which is the county in between the two.
And where was your truck pulled over, sir? Jefferson's?
Jefferson County on Highway 55.
Okay. Let's say that between those 3 counties, there were, say, 1 million people. Mm-hmm. That be a fair statement?
That's fair.
We're going to, Mr. Batting, play with the statistics and the law of averages a little bit. Of those 1 million people, how many would you say, Mr. Batting, and you could give me an educated guess, sir, and if you get my drift of where I'm going, just smile along any time, sir. How many people do you think who live, 1 million people, have white and gray Ford trucks?
A few hundred, maybe. I don't know.
A few hundred. Let's say 300.
300.
And how many people do you think, of those 300, Mr. Batting, in addition to having a Ford truck, have a Rottweiler?
Maybe half.
That's generous, Mr. Batting.
It could be all of them. I haven't checked.
That's generous. But let me take your figure.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say of the 300 people that have a Ford F-150 truck, 150 of them also have a Rottweiler. Now, of the 150 who also have a Rottweiler, How many of them do you think at about 3:15 in the afternoon were riding in their Ford F-150 trucks with their Rottweilers?
How many?
Give me a number.
I didn't see any.
5 people.
5, yeah.
Five, maybe 5 people. Now, of those 5 people riding in their Ford F-150 trucks somewhere in the state of Missouri, in those 3 counties, how many of them do you think were around the area where this bottle got thrown at the plaintiff? Would you say maybe 2?
Maybe 2.
So that what you're saying to me is, since you were driving in a white and gray Ford truck, right?
Yes.
With your Rottweiler in the back of the truck.
Yes.
When you were stopped by the
police.
That there was a 50-50 chance, given your best scenario, that it was somebody else who threw the bottle at her car. That's what you're saying to me?
I don't believe there was a bottle thrown at her car, so I don't know.
Well, just a minute, Mr. Batting. Your answer doesn't question that there wasn't a bottle thrown in her car. You say, I never saw this lady. I wasn't there. I don't know what she's talking about. You don't say we got into a thing with our cars, but I never threw a bottle. You're saying it wasn't me.
Right.
Wrong. Can I see the estimate of the damage to your car?
Yes, ma'am. There's photos here. There's a copy of the police report.
You're the reason that they didn't follow up and press charges because you confirmed her story. Is that right? Mm-hmm. I want to tell you something. I'm smarter than the police. So you want to risk it? Get up. We understand each other? That requires an answer, yes or no?
Yes.
Do you understand me?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you choose to stand up and testify, or would you like to remain in your seat?
I like to testify.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
She beeped the horn. They had me.
How many times did she beep the horn?
It was like 2 or 3 times for her to go.
2 or 3 times. Your sister told me she beeped the horn only once.
And later today,
I accepted the gift if he would stop doing drugs and drinking. He did not.
You were better off without opening your mouth. You were better off just standing there and looking gorgeous.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Pirapon Pontupo says she was assaulted in a parking lot by fellow motorist April Montanez. Pirapon says April tried to pull her out of her car by her hair.
Your name?
Stephanie.
You have a last name?
Imes.
You want to tell me the story?
It's pretty much what my sister said.
It's pretty much what your sister said?
We were going to Kroger's. She was in front of my sister. It was busy coming traffic. She beeped the horn. They had music.
How many times did she beep the horn?
It was like 2 or 3 times for her to go.
2 or 3 times? Your sister told me she beeped the horn only once.
It was like 2 or 3 times for her to go, like a rapid beep for her to go.
So it was 2 or 3 times, but it was like 1 time because it was so fast.
Yeah, it's like a rapid beep.
Right. Okay.
So they had the music going. She beeped the horn. She leaned out of the car. She flicked her off and said some stuff, some cuss words. My sister went ahead because no cars were coming. She went in front of the lady. The car came in behind us. We turned to go towards the laundromat. My sister parked next to the little island. The laundromat is right across from the car. My sister got out of the car. They were arguing back and forth, cussing at each other. Then my sister, I kind of stood out to hear what was going on. My sister walked into the laundromat. I got back in the truck.
Did she carry anything into the laundromat?
I think she had some...
Just a second. Look at me. Did she carry anything into the laundromat?
Yes.
What did she take out of the car?
It was some outfits, I guess. Yes.
Were the outfits in a basket?
No. No.
No basket?
No.
Just things in her hand? Now, what were you going to the laundromat for?
To pick up some clothes, and I think she had to dry clean the clothes that she had for the party. But at the time that I was waiting for my sister, this female came up to the truck as I got back in. She had some mace in her hand, and she was trying to...
Was that before or after your sister hit her?
She didn't hit her.
Yes, she did. Sit down.
Your Honor,
yes, she did. Oh, yes, she did. She hit her, and she pulled her hair. And she was really annoyed. You want to know why I know she was really annoyed? Because she had a 2-week-old baby in the car, and instead of sitting there waiting for traffic to move, she sped up around and went around a car that was waiting to make a left turn and pulled out in front of her. That's something that someone does who has no judgment. And they only do it when they're annoyed.
No, ma'am. I didn't
ask you anything. I listened to you. You know, there's an old expression. If it doesn't make sense, it's usually not true. If it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck, it's a duck. Because we've all drivers have been in the same situation that you were in. Sometimes you're behind somebody, and for some reason, they don't make a turn when they're supposed to. The arrow is green, they're waiting, they're talking, they're involved in the phone, they're listening, they're daydreaming, and you're looking and you're saying, that's the only shade of green there's going to be, right? Why isn't this person going? If you have a short fuse, you'll honk the horn a few times, and if that's not successful, you'll peel out, which is what you did. You peeled out with a baby in the car, went around her in order to make a left turn because you thought that there was a clear enough avenue of traffic so that you could make the turn. I believe everything that she says. You had a bad hair day.
No, ma'am, I didn't.
Oh, yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. Your sister got you back into the... Listen to me. And your sister got you back into the car because you both saw the boyfriend on the phone with the police. That's what you just told me. A moment ago you said, I didn't have to call the police because I knew they were calling the police. And if you knew they were calling the police, then you stay there and wait for the police. You don't take off. What you just told me was, I didn't call the police because of this Mace, thinking fast, because he was calling the police. And if somebody is calling the police, and if you are a victim of a crime, you remain there with the doors locked, windows up. You don't get out to go and take your clothes into the dry cleaners.
Because none of this took place, Your Honor. We just argued. We had our words.
Madam, I don't
She tried to get me...
Madam, I don't believe you. And I don't believe
can I bring
your sister.
something else to evidence?
Absolutely. Show it to me.
Okay, I have a disposition of a hearing when she tried to file simple battery and simple assault charges, and we went to Gwinnett County courts, and they were dismissed for insufficient evidence as well. Because in the police report, it says that the police officer, there was no physical evidence on the victim other than a few strands of hair that was allegedly pulled out by the suspect.
Listen to me, madam. She's not saying you broke her skin.
But there would have been swelling or something for the officer. This never took place, Your Honor.
I'm telling you, it took place, madam.
It didn't.
Listen, because you got over on a cop, and because you got over perhaps on a district attorney, you and your sister, who wouldn't know the truth if it came up and slapped her in the face, doesn't mean that I have to believe you. Your story doesn't make sense. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,500. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I insulted her race. She insulted mine. She told me she was going to get me.
Defendants, it's worse than a piece of dog.
If you would have saw her boyfriend, like 6 foot tall, earrings, a dragon tattoo on his neck.
He's 6'2", but he also weighed as much as she does, which is they both weighed 185 pounds.
I was just in a rush to get out of there because in Atlanta, people have been shot by road rage.
It's just that she's a lying.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Ortega versus Gutierrez. Step forward.
Computer technician Netza Ortega is suing his ex-girlfriend, 26-year-old customer service rep Maribel Gutierrez, for unpaid loans to get her hair done and for the return of a promise ring.
Oh, Mr. Ortega. The romance is over. You want your jewelry back, and you want some money that you loaned to the defendant while you were together.
That's correct.
Ms. Gutierrez says you often gave her money. There was never any mention of a payback. And the jewelry you want back were gifts that you made to her, and you're not entitled to them back.
I feel that it's entitled back to me because they were actually a symbol of a relationship.
All right, let's take the simple ones first. The loan. When do you claim, and what year did you make her the loan?
June of this year, and it was to get her hair done, and it was for $50.
What's next,
okay,
Mr. Ortega?
After that, it was another loan for $50 to get her hair done.
Get over it, Mr.
And then after that, it was another $40, and that was
to get her nails done?
No.
Manicure, pedicure.
No, that was actually
facial,
to get her
leg wax, whatever.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Let's get to the jewelry.
Okay, the jewelry was given to her in April.
Did she go shopping with you for the jewelry?
No.
You went by yourself?
I went by myself.
And you went to a store and you picked out what kind of jewelry?
A promise ring. It was a butterfly made of diamonds.
And what else?
And then a month later, after I paid off the ring, I got her a matching pendant that went with it.
How much did you pay for all this?
About $325 total.
$325.
Yes.
So we're not exactly talking the Hope Diamond here.
No.
Is that right? Mr. Ortega.
Yes.
Is this your first girlfriend?
No, it's not.
How many girlfriends have you had?
I've had about 4.
Did you buy them gifts?
I bought them gifts.
And then you broke up with them?
Yes.
Did they give you back the gifts?
No, because I didn't ask them for those because they weren't actual agreements. The promise ring was an agreement that we would stay in a monogamous relationship. And now that it's over, I deserve that. I should get it back.
Wait 1 second.
Miss Judy?
Just 1 second. When you gave her the ring, what did you say to her?
I said, this is a promise that we would stay in this relationship.
You made her a promise?
Yes.
That's nice.
And she agreed to take it.
Mr. Ortega.
Yes.
Grow up, sir.
Okay.
You're dying to say something.
Yes, I am.
Go ahead.
We made a promise that he would stop drinking, doing drugs, and I accepted the gift if he would stop doing drugs and drinking. He did not. Accidentally, I don't know what happened to the gift. It
No, I know
got
that's
lost.
not true.
Listen to me. You were better off without opening your mouth.
Okay.
You were better off just standing there and looking gorgeous. Mr. Ortega.
Yes.
Get over it. Put a period. Move on.
Okay.
If you want a ring that comes back to you, you buy a diamond.
It was diamond.
Nice, listen to me. No, not a
were
butterfly.
diamonds.
Not a butterfly, Mr. Ortega. You buy a single diamond and you have it set in a very nice setting, and then you say, I want you to marry me.
I
Will
did.
You, listen to me. I'm speaking.
At one point, no, I did.
I'm speaking.
Okay.
Will you marry me? This is an engagement ring.
We weren't
not
engaged.
a promise ring. I don't care if you were engaged or not. Listen, I've gotten engaged without a ring, too. Once or twice.
Okay.
A ring, the solitaire, Mr. Ortega, not a butterfly.
Actually, it was a princess cut.
Bye, Mr. Ortega.
He was using drugs.
I treated her well.
I have a 2-year-old son. I'm not going to deal with this.
Total lies. I totally respected her and her son.
He didn't want me to talk to my friends.
Not at all. I would let her go out and do her thing with her friends.
We used drugs and not remember anything he would tell me. He was always verbally abusive to me, and I'm not going to take that because I have a 2-year-old son, not from him. So, I mean, I'm not going to deal with that.
Heard screaming from the backyard.
I got my shoes on and grabbed the gun.
The day these neighbors will never forget.
The dogs grabbed a hold of the chicken and was shaking it and chewing on it, leaving it practically dead.
The chicken was suffering, so I shot it.
And a dog owner's defense.
My dogs have no history of such behavior.
How did your dogs get out?
I let them out, Your Honor. I was in the backyard playing with my dogs. And
Your property fenced?
No, Your Honor.
You're a dumb man.
Your Honor's case number 445 on the calendar in the matter of Campbell versus Noguera. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat.
Miss Campbell, you and Mr. Noguera lived together for a period of time. You were both signatories on a lease.
At one moment in time.
Well, it was more than a moment.
Yes.
According to your complaint, he asked you to leave the apartment. You did leave. Mm-hmm. And you left after you paid that month's rent. So you want that portion of the rent back that you paid.
Correct.
And in addition, since Mr. Noguera asked you to leave, and you claim that he said he would take care of it, his cousin or somebody or uncle was going to move in, and did move in to the apartment, that you should be off the hook for the rest of the rent. Mr. Noguera left owing rent on the apartment. Is that right, sir?
That's correct.
And according to you, the landlord is coming after you for the money.
Both of us, yes.
Let me see the notification from the landlord.
Thank you.
Thank you.
When did you move in together?
About the middle of April of last year.
And when did you move out?
The beginning of June of last year.
Why did you move out?
We had broken up and I was forced to move out. I was kicked out.
What do you mean you broke up and you were forced to move out?
I had came home. He was very disgruntled with me, upset, and he kicked me out.
Well, what did he say?
He basically said that he didn't want me in his house and in his bed, which it was all partially mine too. And the next morning I grabbed my stuff as much as I could and left.
Is that right?
Yeah, but not exactly, Judge. That's not exactly the way everything went down.
Is it close?
It's close, yes.
So you told her you didn't want her around anymore?
No. It was a mutual thing. You know what I mean? We had been together for a while, and she had been going through some financial problems, and I had started to feel like I was raising her almost, like I was her dad. You know what I mean? I was teaching her a lot of things, and I felt like she was trying to...
I'm not interested.
Play house with me.
Listen to me. I'm not interested. Did you ask her to leave?
I thought it would be a good idea if she left, and she agreed.
Don't play with me. Don't play with me. I'm just asking you. You didn't kick her out. You didn't punch her.
No, exactly.
I'm just asking you. Did you ask her to leave?
Yeah, yes, I did.
And did you, in fact, tell her, Mr. Nagara, that your uncle was going to move in?
My uncle was planning to move in to help me with my share of the rent.
No, Mr. Nagara, that's stupid.
That's not stupid.
Let me explain. That's stupid.
I mean, we agreed upon her leaving. The time that it's my responsibility...
Listen to me very carefully.
To pay for the rent.
Listen to me very carefully.
Okay,
before you say anything that's going to make you look stupid.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I mean, because you don't appear to be a really stupid man.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
I said you don't appear to be a really stupid man, Mr. Nagara. So I'm going to give you an opportunity to prove me right.
Okay.
2 people rent an apartment together, and each one of them is paying half the rent. One person says, I don't think it's a good idea that we live together anymore. I think you should leave. And my uncle is going to be moving in. Would you think, sir, that a reasonable person would assume that the rent that your uncle pays would go towards your half of the rent?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, a reasonable
yes. I just wanted to make sure. Okay. You see how smart you're getting? Who are you?
I'm the uncle.
You get it, don't you?
Yes, ma'am.
Right?
On his moving in, being that her name is still on the lease, isn't it her responsibility to still pay her rent?
I asked the question. Shut quiet.
Yes or no?
Mr. Nagara,
okay,
listen to me carefully, sir.
Excuse me, I'm sorry.
Right.
Excuse me.
I ask the questions.
I'm sorry.
I don't answer the questions.
I apologize.
What I'm telling you, sir, is between the 2 of you and the landlord, you're still responsible. Both of you, still responsible, individually and jointly. So we can come after both of you.
Right.
Right? Mm-hmm. But I assume that he is serious because he keeps sending you these nasty letters. Has anybody gotten served with a letter from an attorney?
I do have a actually money judgment and a notice to vacate that was canceled.
May I see it? And on what basis was it canceled, madam?
It was canceled because he moved out the day prior to it actually being served.
I see. So this was a dispossess. They just wanted him out because he hadn't been paying rent. Now, why hadn't you been paying rent, Mr. Nagara?
Well, after she left, the burden of the rent was so overwhelming for me I couldn't pay it anymore. You know what I mean? He had moved in to help me with the rent and help us out, but with my work, I'm in construction, so it started falling off a little bit, and I couldn't afford it anymore. So I didn't have anywhere to go, and I had to be there not paying rent. I realized that that's a big problem with my apartments and stuff, so I had to move, and I got my stuff together when I could, and I did leave at that time.
You want to say anything?
No, I don't.
That's a real good idea. And who is this?
That's my wife.
And when did she move in?
She didn't move in.
When did she come to stay?
She didn't come to stay.
When did she sleep there?
Well, I don't know. Okay.
When did she sleep there?
She had never. Well, she came over and she would hang out with me, but she never moved in or brought her stuff over.
Mr. Nagara, you are an amoral person who thinks that you can get along with a glib tongue and a smile. I got news for you, sir. I am not impressed. I don't find you either attractive or adorable.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Maybe you had bad upbringing. Maybe your parents didn't know how to raise you.
My parents are excellent.
Then they are disappointed in you. Because either you didn't learn the lessons or they didn't teach them to you. Which one is it?
And later today.
Dogs grabbed a hold of the chicken and was shaking it and chewing on it, and I screamed and yelled to get him to leave.
Then I got my shoes on and grabbed the gun and went outside.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Nina Campbell says her ex-boyfriend, Orlando Noguera, kicked her out of their shared apartment. Now she is liable for the lease.
I find what you're doing here today really reprehensible. You're trying to make excuses for conduct that you can't excuse. You did the wrong thing. You stiffed the landlord for no reason other than the fact you had your uncle living with you. Between the two of you, you looked as if you went out at 8 o'clock in the morning, from 8 to 8, collected cans and turned them in. You could collect enough money. You look as if neither one of you has missed a meal in a very long time. You stiffed the landlord. You try to put the burden, I'm speaking, you try to put the burden on your former girlfriend of this, which is really your responsibility. It is your responsibility, and you come here with a glib attitude and think that I'm going to find you adorable. Well, quite frankly, sir, I don't. I think that if you came here and said, listen, I fell on hard times, I didn't have the money, I know it's the wrong thing to do, I didn't do the right thing, then I would say, okay, he's not a bum. But when you ask her to leave, and she doesn't want to live in this apartment with you anymore, you're not getting along, you asked her to leave. I'm speaking. Okay. She left. She did what you asked for. You moved somebody else in. You moved your uncle. Then for a period of time, your now wife was living with you.
She was never living with us.
Sir, I guarantee you that there were nights that she stayed over.
Well, because she stayed over doesn't mean she was living there.
You're doing it again. You're doing it again. Don't you get it? You treated it as your apartment, and you didn't pay rent. You stiffed the landlord, and you forced him to go to court and spend legal fees, spend money, in order to get you out of the apartment, because that's a scam. What do you do for a living?
I'm in construction. I do windows and doors.
You work for a company?
That's correct.
You get paid every week?
Definitely.
You like to get paid every week?
It's my favorite part.
Good. You're a smart aleck. But I'm going to tell you, you wouldn't like it if you worked for a week and your boss decided not to pay you. And if you worked for 2 weeks and your boss decided not to pay you, I guarantee you, you and your uncle over here would be on a picket line outside alleging lots of things. Well, that's the way your landlord makes money. Your landlord is in construction, and his construction is he has apartments that he rents to people who use his property, and he expects to get paid, just like you expect to get paid for your work. And when you don't do that, when you're just a wise guy, maybe you've had bad upbringing, maybe your parents didn't know how to raise you.
My parents are excellent parents.
I want to tell you something, sir. Then they are disappointed in you. Well, because either you didn't learn the lesson, or they didn't teach them to you. It could only be either one of two things. Either they didn't teach them to you, which makes them bad parents, or you didn't learn them. Which one is it? Could only be those two things, sir.
Okay.
Either you didn't learn them.
It's that I didn't learn.
Right. You didn't learn them. So what you have to do is you have to assume responsibility. And as soon as I see a lawsuit directed against either one of you for what is owed on this lease, I'm going to enter a judgment against you for the full amount. Do I make myself clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Because that's your responsibility. You can't grow up expecting somebody else to take care of you. Her, the landlord, your uncle, somebody else, your wife, whatever. You work?
Yes, I do.
Good. You better hold on to your job. You got my judgment?
Clear.
That's all.
Why is your excuse? You may step out.
We moved into the place, and it felt like she was playing house.
I think it was kind of funny because I was not home a lot because I was working a full-time job and going to school. I had 14-hour days. I had no time for home.
She stayed out all night till about 4 in the morning, wants to crawl into bed next to me. I'm not going to have that. No way.
That was the one moment in time. It was the night that we broke up that I came home late because I just needed to get out.
Very bad experience and a lesson learned.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Davis versus Choris. Step forward, please.
Homemaker Catherine Davis is suing her neighbor, airline pilot Philip Choris, for the cost of a chicken and for pain and suffering. Catherine says Philip's dogs got into her yard and attacked her pet hen.
Miss Davis, I assume that you and the defendant are neighbors. Is that right?
Yes.
And you live in a rural community?
Yes.
Where is that?
In Gore, Maine.
How large a property do you have?
About 7 acres.
And you keep chickens?
4 of them.
Any other animals?
A rabbit and a cat.
Mr. Soros, how large a property do you have, sir?
A little over 1 acre, Your Honor.
And you have dogs?
Yes, ma'am.
What kind of dogs do you have?
I have a chocolate lab and a black lab.
Is your property fenced?
No, Your Honor.
According to your complaint, Miss Davis, Mr. Soros's 2 dogs somehow found their way onto your property and attacked one of your hens, leaving it practically dead.
practically.
Very injured. And as a result of that, your father shot the hen to put it out of its misery, and you want Mr. Soros to compensate you not only for the hen, but also for the trauma, because your daughter witnessed this attack on the hen. And Mr. Soros has two defenses. One, that his dogs didn't kill your hen, your father did. And the second is, there was an accident because his dogs just got out when he opened the garage door. You have any other defenses that you want me to hear, Mr. Soros?
Yes, Your Honor. I question the nature of the attack, being that within 45 seconds to a minute following Miss Davis's screams, I was in her yard, and I witnessed the chicken entirely intact, unbloodied, making what I would consider normal chicken noises.
Okay.
Didn't take just one shot,
Here we
but
go.
2 shots to kill it, Your Honor.
Okay. So, Miss Davis, when did this happen?
Wednesday, October 20th, 2004.
Ever had any difficulty with each other before?
No, but his dogs have been in my yard before.
Did you ever discuss that with him?
No, I didn't know where they belonged.
So when you saw his dogs in the yard, what did you do?
Usually I just shoot them away. But this time they didn't want to leave.
Okay, tell me what you observed.
We were standing in a window, looking out the window at some deer, and all of a sudden 2 dogs come running in the yard, so I ran outside to scare them away. The dogs grabbed a hold of the chicken and was shaking it and chewing on it, and I screamed and yelled to get them to leave. Next thing I know, Mr. Soros is standing in the bushes wanting to know what was going on, and I asked him if those were his dogs several times, and he wouldn't admit that they were.
Can I see a photograph, please?
Mm-hmm. There's also one of my live ones. They look a little different.
Your Honor, I'd like to please note that the photograph is on the back deck, and that when I saw the chicken, it was alive and well, sitting atop an egg at the back of the yard.
No, actually the egg was on the side of it.
The chicken was sitting on an egg.
Just a second, don't argue with him. He's going to have a chance. He doesn't know that yet, but he's going to have a chance. Well, I'd like to hear from your father.
Okay.
Your last name is?
Trainer.
Mr. Triner, tell me what you observed on the 20th of October.
We were looking out the bedroom window watching a couple of deer that were in the backyard, and I noticed the dogs, and I told Kathy the dogs were out there. She got her shoes on and left to go outside, and I got my shoes on and grabbed the gun and went outside. And when we got out there, the dogs had pretty well tore the chicken up.
What do you mean by that?
Well, the chicken's neck was broke. The egg which the chicken had laid that day was out on the ground. And the chicken was suffering, so I shot it.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to let you stay seated, okay? You think your grandpa and your mom told the story enough?
Yeah.
Good. Okay, now I'll hear you. How did your dogs get out?
Well, I let them out, Your Honor. I was in the backyard playing with my dogs and my son, and I went into the garage for a moment to get something off the workbench, and I heard screaming from the backyard, so I immediately ran towards the woods that separated my yard from Miss Davis's, at which time my 2 dogs came running from the woods, so I could assume that they had been in her yard. I grabbed them by the collar and put them in the fenced portion of my yard and scooped up my son and put him in the house. Then I immediately ran into Miss Davis's yard, and she was standing next to a chicken, and she was visibly upset and screaming, and I looked down at the chicken, and it was sitting with its wings folded, apparently in its nest, and making normal chicken sounds. And she was very upset. Her father came over with a high-powered air rifle and shot it in the back of the neck at point-blank range. The chicken was still alive after the first shot, so I question how injured it may have been. Secondly, he cocked the rifle again, shot it a second time.
Why do you think he did that? Do you think that he's some sort of sadist, sir?
I don't think he's trained in veterinary medicine, and the decision to put an animal down is not one that anybody can make.
How much do your dogs weigh, sir?
Each about 75 pounds.
And how much did the hen weigh, do you think?
2 or 3 pounds.
And you think that if they just picked it up in their mouth and say that they weren't looking to hurt the hen, they would just look and play with it?
Well, if
sending it back and forth.
If they did that, Your Honor, they're very courteous dogs because they set it right back down on the egg.
You are responsible. And what you have to say is, I assume that responsibility. Because this gentleman did not shoot this hen out of sport. He may have been mistaken when he believed that the hen was so seriously injured that it could not have recovered, and maybe he was wrong when he said that the hen's neck was broken. That's still your fault.
Your Honor.
That's still, listen to me, that's still your fault. But for your irresponsibility, it wouldn't have happened. So you better be careful with your dogs. Because if instead of the hen, the dogs went over and decided to play with her daughter and inadvertently bit her because she was flailing her arms because she was frightened, that wouldn't be her fault. That would be your dog's fault. That would be your fault.
My dogs have no history of such behavior, Your Honor. If they had,
you're a dumb man. You are really a dumb man. You're not getting my message. You are so fixed in your position that you're not getting my message. What do you do for a living?
I'm a pilot.
Well, maybe that's why you're fixed, because you have to follow instructions, and if you don't follow instructions and veer off course to the letter, you can cause a great deal of damage. You're also supposed to use common sense as a pilot. You're suing for $4,500. That's outrageous. But Mr. Soros has to get the message. Judging for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,500. That's all. Step out.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I think she was very fair. He needs to learn.
$1,500 for $1.50 chicken. That's Wheel of Fortune prices. Our government wouldn't pay that for a chicken.
He was being a jerk and didn't want to do anything about it.
When you have 4 chickens and 2 deer and any number of rabbits and cats in your backyard, it's like a canine smorgasbord.
I'm afraid of birds, so I got them as a therapy to help me get over that fear.
$1,500 will go a long way towards easing her sadness.
You were living with your father and his girlfriend.
Yes.
Daddy would do anything for his little girl.
He was mad that I moved out.
Except let her shack up with this guy.
She just decided to move out and move in with her boyfriend.
Exactly.
I had to get a restraining order against him.
That's not a nice thing to do. Why did you do that?
He assaulted me shortly after I moved out.
Who did?
My father hit me a couple times.
Judge Judy.
I never assaulted my daughter.
For the cost to fix up their son's classic Ford Falcon.
Yeah, this is case number 438 on the calendar in the matter of Water versus Boris. Parties have been sworn in. Judge, you may be seated, sir. Have a seat, please.
Mrs. Water, the defendant is your former husband, and you have 2 children together.
We have 4.
I only knew of 2 boys. You have
2 boys and 2 girls.
In any event, one of your boys was in need of a car. So you called your ex-husband because you knew that he had a car that was not running, an old car, 40 years old, a classic car, and you made the following agreement with him, according to your complaint, that you would invest your money in getting the car up and running if he would give the car to your son. What's your son's name?
Luke.
And Mr. Boris said, okay. Go get it. It's laying over in my father's property because it's not running. So far, correct?
I went down and prepped the car. We pulled it out and cleaned it up. My son.
But it wasn't running.
It wasn't running.
And you took the car, and over the course of the next several months, you put the car in running order and invested, according to you, almost $4,000 in the car. And at some point, there came a problem because you couldn't title the car and get the insurance on the car and turn it over to Luke because there was some problem with Mr. Boris.
Yes.
And you ended up buying your son another car.
Right.
And now you're suing him for the money you invested in his car.
Yes.
So I'm going to turn to you, Mr. Boris, and ask you some questions, sir.
Sure.
First, tell me what year car this was.
A 1964 Falcon.
And how long have you had it?
30 years.
And according to your answer, it had been your intention always to give the car to one of your sons.
Correct.
So it's clear that you and your former wife had this agreement that she was going to fix the car and you were going to give the car to Luke.
Right.
And she did fix the car and invest thousands of dollars in it.
No, she said she had it fixed, but it still didn't run right. After spending that amount of money, it didn't run right.
She spent thousands of dollars on the car.
Correct.
How many thousands of dollars do you have documented that you spent on the car?
$5,293.
So what happened, Mr. Boris?
When they picked the car up, I only saw it one time after they picked the car up, and I had asked on several occasions to be included in the repair of the car because that was our dream. That didn't happen. Her new live-in boyfriend did the repairs on the car with my son, which upset him greatly, because that was our thing, always.
And Mr. Boris, if that was going to be your thing, then why didn't you say, listen, if you pay for the parts, we'll leave it at my father's house, and I'll work with Luke on it, you know, whenever I can. Why did you, according to you, put it in shape so that they could move it?
She made the offer of, if I give the car to Luke, that she would pay for the repairs.
Right. Well, that's what I said.
She didn't want to include me in that, though. She said she would, but once they got the car, I never saw it after that. They took it somewhere else to a friend of his who builds race cars, and she wouldn't tell me where it was. I had asked several occasions.
How did you ask?
I'd like to go see the car. I'd like to see where it is, the progress of the car.
And what did she say to you?
No, it's being worked on.
Oh, that's not a nice thing to do. Why did you do that?
Well, I don't recall ever saying that. The car was at the mechanic's house for a month while he was rebuilding the engine and doing major work to it, and then we brought it home, and it was parked in front of the house until the police came by and told me that the registration was not valid, even though I had plates and tags. So we had to move it off the street. So we did park it at a friend's house who has some property.
Well, what do you need to get the car in a state where it can be registered and have proper tags?
Just a signed statement from him stating that he has given the car to my son, but he refuses to do that.
I have a thing from the DMV. My son has the proper paperwork. The reason that the DMV kicked it back out was because she tried to add her name to it. Her name
How
is
old is Luke?
16.
He can't register the car himself.
He can become the legal owner, though.
No, he can't. He can't. She needs an insurable interest in the car in order to get insurance on it. Anybody who wants to insure a car has to have an insurable interest in that car. Otherwise, you could take out insurance on my life, for instance, and then I wouldn't feel safe. Do you understand? So your 16-year-old son cannot own this property alone. He has to own it with a parent, with an adult, or with his guardian.
More than willing to be a co-owner with him.
Well, that wasn't your agreement.
And the agreement wasn't to make her the owner either.
No, she's not supposed to be the owner. But if she...
There on the paperwork, it's trying to show that she's trying to put her name on the title.
With Luke?
Mm-hmm.
Well, so what's wrong with that? She's just paid $5,000 to fix it.
Because my son told me once she takes ownership, because she bought him a new car. She went and spent thousands of dollars more for a new car rather than to continue to invest in fixing that car. And my son has told me that once she becomes the owner, she's going to sell it. And that was never the intent.
Miss Water, is it your testimony today that if you are successful, that it is your intention to give this car to your son, or is it your intention to sell it?
My intent was to get the car running for my son. I tried to do something nice because I knew he wanted to give the car to one of his sons. So I said, you give him the car, I will pay to have it up and running. He failed to follow through on his part.
No, madam.
He refused to sign a bill of sale.
He did not want to sign a bill of sale to you and Luke. He says, I don't have a problem with signing a bill of sale over to myself and Luke, but not
after
to...
I invested the money.
What?
It could be in my son's name, but as you state, it cannot only be in his name.
Correct. And he said, I'm not making my former wife a gift. I'm making a gift to my son. So he has no objection to giving you a bill of sale so that you can act as emissary to have the car registered and insured. Correct?
Yes.
That's not unreasonable. That was your agreement. Your agreement wasn't that he was going to reimburse you.
I have a younger son whom also I had planned on once he reaches the age to pass that car on to him.
Listen, you can only pass the car to one child. You made an agreement with your former wife. Your agreement was that she would fix the car. She would pay to fix the car, and the car would be Luke's.
Right. And
it is only by virtue of the fact that the law proscribes a 16-year-old from owning a vehicle because he can't insure the vehicle that I come up with this solution for you, sir. And she is the guardian and custodian of your 16-year-old son, so you cannot sell this car without her permission. Are you following what I'm saying?
Yes, I would turn the car after Luke is 18.
No.
It's a family heirloom. It's something I want to keep in the family.
Mr. Boris, listen
Yes.
to me very carefully, sir. You made an agreement with your former wife.
And Luke.
And Luke. And you will, and I will issue an order, that you will do a bill of sale to your son and you as co-owners of this car, and you will deliver that bill of sale to your former wife, giving her the ability, because that was your agreement, to register the car and insure it. If Luke chooses to drive it, that's fine. If he wishes to insure it, that's fine. If she wishes to keep that car on her property for the next 2 years until Luke is ready to take it himself, and I assume, sir, that you want to maintain good relations with your son when he's 18, I assume you're going to sign the car over to him.
Correct.
Right?
Right.
Perfect. That's the solution. So within 5 days from today, you will deliver that statement to your wife, along with the agreement that when Luke turns 18, he will become the sole owner of the car. Is that reasonable?
That's reasonable.
Understand? Good. Thank you. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I'm very frustrated. I put a lot of money into that car, and I wasn't able to get it registered so my son could use it, and he needed another car, so I have spent more money than I needed to.
She let her new live-in boyfriend do the work on the car with my son.
They're just allegations. I gave him plenty of opportunity. The only thing is he wanted me to fund his time with his son.
That had been something that my son and I had always planned on doing together, not some guy that she has living in the house.
He makes everything difficult.
It's been this way for years.
I just hope we can put it behind us.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Eden versus Neely. Step forward, please.
18-year-old student Desiree Eden is suing her father's girlfriend, EMT tech Susan Neely, for the return of payments on a Dodge Neon she repossessed. Susan is countersuing for the vehicle's unpaid balance and insurance payments.
Who are you?
I'm the dad.
Why don't you stand up, sir? Okay. Miss Eden, while this gentleman, who's your father, is not a defendant, I'm going to have him stand here because I think it's important. Miss Neely is your father's girlfriend. They live together, is that right?
Yes.
According to what I read, a couple of years ago, you needed a car. You were living with your father and his girlfriend. And Miss Neely agreed to buy a car. You were underage, so it was in her name. And tell me what the agreement was.
The agreement was that I paid the car payments on the car as it came. I paid the $1,000 down plus the car payments on it.
Did you?
Yes, I did.
From when to when?
From November 2003 to December, or November 26th of 2004.
And you made the payments every month?
Yes.
Who paid the insurance?
I paid it when she asked for it.
The agreement was that you would make the monthly payments?
Correct. Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Neely, is it correct that Miss Eden made the monthly payments on the car from November of 2003 to November of 2004?
Her last payment was on November the 12th of
So the answer would be
2004.
yes?
Yes.
Okay. Now, what happened in November of 2004?
Okay, the day after Thanksgiving, she decided that she was going to move out and move in with her boyfriend. And I told her she could not take the car because that car was in my name. It was titled in my name. And I would not let her have it because if something should happen and they go out and have a wreck and kill somebody, it comes back on me. So I told her she had to leave the car with me, and if she came with the balance owed against the car, then I would sign it over to her.
That's not true, Your Honor.
Just a second.
She did not come up with the $2,201.93 that was owed against the car, so I would not allow her to have it.
Well, wasn't your agreement. Miss Neely, that wasn't your agreement.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
It's really dumb to hitch your wagon to a star when you're 18 years old, especially when the star isn't such a star.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. 18-year-old Desiree Eden says her father's girlfriend, Susan Neely, illegally repossessed her car. Susan says she took the car away when Desiree moved in with her boyfriend.
When did you turn 18?
May 23rd.
Of 2004?
Of 2004.
Once she turned 18 and continued to make the payments, and you continued to accept the payments, that contract that you had with her, that verbal contract, was ratified, which meant it became a contract. The contract's terms were very simple. You make the payments until the car is paid off, and I'll sign the title over to you. That was your contract.
But she's no longer making payments.
She stopped making payments because you wouldn't let her take the car.
Correct.
What we're talking about is an anticipatory breach, which is you said to yourself, I'm not so sure whether she's going to continue to make the payments on the car if she's not here and living with the boyfriend, so I'm not going to let her have the car. That's what you really said.
Well, our insurance company told us that.
And don't tell me what your insurance company told you. The insurance company cannot interpret a contract that you had with her.
Your Honor.
Yes.
Also, when it was told to her when we decided to get the car for her, it was also told that she would stay in school, and it depended on her grades. That way we could also use the car. If she started slipping a little bit, we could take the car away from her.
She hadn't slipped? Sir, she just decided to move out and move in with her boyfriend.
Exactly. But after that is when she lost her job. She quit school.
I did not. But just a second. Just a second. Mr. Eden, at the time she left, she was making the payments.
Yes.
She was in school.
Yep.
And she had a job.
Yes.
You can't anticipate what's going to happen afterwards. Where's the car now?
It is at my house.
They have it for sale for $2,500.
Car is hers.
Okay, who pays the rest of the...
She does.
Okay. Does she pay that to us or to the car dealership, or...
Are you working?
No, ma'am.
Well, how are you going to make the payments on the car?
Well, I just moved back into my mom's here recently. I have to get another job.
Where's the boyfriend?
Right here.
How come you moved out of his house?
We both moved into my mom's house. We were having too much problems in Monette where we were living with him. He had assaulted me shortly after I moved out.
Who did?
My father. I had to get a restraining order against him on December 8th. He assaulted me on December 7th.
About what?
About he was mad that I moved out and I was living with him.
Does he work?
Yes, he does.
What does he do?
He is
Don't
in
look down.
factory.
What?
Factory.
And what about you?
I'm in school, high school.
How do you do in high school?
I do really good. I have good grades.
You do really well.
I do really well. I try.
I have a report card from when she left.
We don't need you to do any negatives.
Okay, I just sort of...
Listen to me. Is he in school?
No, he's not.
How old is he?
22.
Do you have the ability to do better in school?
Yes, ma'am.
It's really dumb to hitch your wagon to a star when you're 18 years old, especially when the star isn't such a star. Unless you get an education, it's going to be a struggle your whole life. You want to struggle your whole life?
No, Your Honor.
You know what I'm saying to you?
Yes, ma'am.
You look like you have the potential to do okay. Unless you recognize your potential, you're going to be clawing at life your whole life. I think that taking back this car is probably going to be a terrible burden for you, financially, because you don't have the money for it now, right?
Right.
So you put in $4,000 into the car in the year that you had it, in payments that you made.
Correct.
Let's say you had to rent a car, a basic car, for the year. That would have cost you about $2,000 or $166 a month, basic. So you have the following choice. Either you assume full financial responsibility for this car, or I'm prepared to award you half of what you're requesting, which is $2,000, which might give you an opportunity of going and finding a good second-hand car that wouldn't give you any further payments. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And then Ms. Neely and your father can go and sell this car. If they make a profit, fine. If they don't, fine. You think that's a smarter idea for you?
Yes, I do, because I don't know what they've done. I'm not sure what they've done to the car since I haven't had it.
Well, I don't think they've purposely done anything. They're trying to sell it. All right. You can't anticipate a breach of a contract. You had an agreement with this young lady, and she fulfilled her end of the agreement. She used the car for a year, a little over a year. She understands that that's wear and tear on the car. I'm awarding her $2,000. Be smart. Buy wheels so that you can get yourself to and from school and to and from a part-time job. Do well in school. Think a little higher than what you know. You know, think a little higher. Think, can I reach my potential, and what is that?
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
You don't have any children, do you?
Oh, no.
Right?
Right.
Right?
Right.
And you don't plan on any for a while, right?
No, ma'am.
Very smart. Make sure. Judgment for the plaintiff for the amount of $2,000. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Yeah. Wait.
We went driving around. He got upset because we were going to get married and hit me a couple times.
No, I never assaulted my daughter.
She moved out, moved in with me, and we had trouble ever since.
He basically told her that she couldn't go around anybody and do anything. We couldn't come around her.
They like to lie, and they're vicious people, I think.
They got what they deserve. They put her through a lot of trouble when I first met her.
They're portraying to be such innocent people right now, and they've got plans to move to Illinois just as soon as they get the money to go, and I think they just got their money.
I think when he grows up and becomes a man, then he can realize what he's missed out on throughout the years.
For things to turn out like this, it's just something I don't know if I'll ever get over. I don't know if she'll ever get over.
Why did you have to move in with your mother?
I fell upon hard times. I lost my job.
A daughter looks to her mom for help.
I didn't want to take my family to a shelter.
But was mom looking to make a profit?
I said, where's my money? I want my $2,500.
I'm not so interested in the rent that you claim she owes you.
I don't think so. I can't just give away $2,500.
Judge Judy.
When your daughter and her children need a place to live, you don't say, I'm going to charge a trial together.
Yes, Your Honor.
And while you were together several years ago, Miss Ramos didn't have sufficient credit to secure a credit card in her own name. You agreed to get one for her, and the condition was that she would make the payments on the card. You and the defendant were living together at the time, and when you broke up, she stopped making payments on the credit card, leaving you a balance of almost $2,000. You want her to make those payments.
Yes.
Plus, you have a complaint against her for harassment, which I will give you about 30 seconds to talk to me about. Ms. Ramos says that she spent a fortune of money on daycare for your son, that you finally were ordered to pay child support. She hasn't seen any child support from you since the order was made in November. That's her defense. When did you live together? From when to when?
As of December 2002, all the way till July of 2004.
And when was your son born?
December 2002, on the 30th.
And when did you get this credit card?
Back of August 2003.
And from August of 2003 until you separated in July of 2004, who paid for that credit card?
She did.
Solely?
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
When did you stop making payments on the card, Ms. Ramos?
I stopped making payments after August 10th was my last payment.
Why?
I don't owe him anything anymore. We're not together anymore, and I've paid over $9,000 in daycare. He has not helped me out in any way with my son, even when we lived together.
Well, Ms. Ramos, you originally had an agreement with him, and your agreement with him provided that if he got you a credit card, you would make the payments. Because you had made the payments, according to you. You'd made the payments until August of 2004. That's what you said.
I never asked him to apply for the credit card.
That's not the issue.
He was never helping out. He said, I got this card for you. Since I can't help you out with groceries or clothes or anything else, we'll use the credit card and we'll pay half and half every month. That was the agreement. I did not ask him to apply for the card.
So is what you're telling me that you were each paying on this credit card?
No, I ended up paying it because he's this car salesman and he never made enough money. He only had enough money to pay for his new boat. He didn't make that much money.
Who did you live with?
We lived with him and his father and his aunt. And
so you lived in his home?
Yes, with his family.
Who paid rent?
Often he would pay $500 a month to his father, but he didn't pay every month.
Your Honor, I have text up
showing it. Just a second. Making excuses, Ms. Ramos. If you made payments on this credit card from the time you got it in 2003 until August of 2004, then that supports the plaintiff's statement that you agreed to make payments on this credit card.
The charges on the credit card were purchases that were made for myself, for him, and my son. All the stuff was stuff for the three of us. That was when we were together. And now that we're not together, I don't see how he can come back and sue me for stuff.
Let me see the bills on the credit card, please. While you were living with the plaintiff, what other household expenses did you pay for?
I got the groceries.
Okay.
And the clothes for my son, and the bottles, and the formula, and all that stuff on the credit card, and I paid it every month.
Okay.
I paid for daycare.
Just a minute. What are these charges for American Furniture Mart in Dallas, 363? What is that?
That was furniture when I needed to move out from his home. I had to buy furniture for my new apartment with me and my son.
So you expect him to pay for that?
I actually made a payment after that on August 10th for $400 to cover that.
Well, that doesn't cover the $306 and $363.
What's the other one?
Supercenter.
Groceries and stuff for our new apartment. I had to get out. It was a very bad situation.
Well, that doesn't mean he pays for it. That's what happens when you're not married. Bad situation, you have to move out.
I would trade in to pay $500 a month any day over paying the daycare, the bills, the grocery, and all that stuff.
Listen, Miss Ramos, you went to family court to get an order of support?
Yes, we did.
And you've gotten an order of support. An order of support was made by the family court in November. Have you paid that award?
Yes, I have indication letter here showing my child support that I paid. Her lawyer failed to get an account number
May I see it, please?
set up, so the checks that I sent were sent back. And I had to beg and plead with my lawyer to get a hold of her lawyer, but her lawyer would refuse to contact us back. So I finally received a letter on January the 8th showing that finally they set up an account number. So and the checks were mailed out actually about a week ago.
Your Honor, I have where they now are going to garnish his wages because he has not made those payments.
And she'll be receiving those, they said, within the end of the week, if not first of the next week.
I believe he sent them. I believe he sent
And
them.
I also have where he enrolled his son in the daycare where he's currently at and has not helped pay for it at all.
I have check deposits showing that I made a deposit when he was enrolled, Your Honor.
A deposit of $200 when I pay $800 a month every month. It's come out of my account.
Just a second.
And I have the Chase account.
Listen to me. Miss Ramos, when you were together, who made more money?
I did.
You are going to pay more money for support for this child than he is if you make more money than he does. That's no question about that. That's just the way things are. But you had an agreement with him. And your agreement with him, based upon the evidence, based upon the course of conduct, was you were going to pay this credit card, and you used it as if it were your own. And I can tell you that because after you left, you continued to use this credit card for things that you needed.
For me and my son. Mm-hmm.
Well, he's not responsible for you. He's not your husband. You chose to have a child with him.
I don't deny that I didn't make the charges. I know that I made the charges.
Well, you made the charges, and you made the charges at a time.
He owes me more than I owe him
Then
as
you
far
have
as
to sue.
daycare.
Then you have to sue it. No. Listen to me.
He enrolled him in the daycare. Let me show you the enrollment.
No, Miss Ramos, you're not following me. Miss Ramos, the court made an order of support. The order of support was what the court believed was consistent with your individual income and the needs of the child. You have a right to appeal that judgment if you like, but what you cannot do is resort to self-help and say, well, I didn't get what I wanted in the child support hearing, therefore I'm not going to pay this credit card anymore, when you made an agreement with him to pay the credit card and you used the credit card as if it was your own. And you did use the credit card as if it was your own because you used it after you moved out of his home to buy things for your new home.
But it's not $1,700 in charges. The other charges were stuff when we were together and stuff for the three of us.
And what I'm telling
the agreement was we were both going to pay for that stuff.
No, and I don't believe that. I believe that he paid for certain things. Now, I'm speaking. Hey, I'm speaking. I believe that he paid for certain things in the house, and you paid for certain things in the house. He paid the rent, and I assume he paid other fixed expenses, and you paid for food, and you paid for clothing for the child, and you paid for the daycare.
So he's paid nothing for his son.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $1,800. That's all. I see I'm not getting to you. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I think he's very jealous. We just separated, and now that I've moved on, I've gotten married.
She's a teacher. She's teaching fellow kids out there this kind of responsibility. It's kind of sad.
He hasn't helped at all.
The only reason she left because I gave him too much attention, didn't give her enough attention.
It's like super dad, you know? He gets all the benefits of being a father. He gets to see him half the time, and then doesn't have to pay a dime. Let's be nice.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Johnson versus Simon. Step forward.
Operator Sharon Johnson is suing her daughter, 26-year-old homemaker Celicia Simon, for an unpaid loan when she fell on hard times. Sharon claims Celicia is trying to call it a gift.
Miss Johnson, this is your daughter, and it is your claim that she owes you for some rent when she lived with you for 3 months.
Yes, ma'am.
And also a loan of $2,500. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Quite frankly, Miss Johnson, I'm not so interested in the rent that you claim she owes you for the 3 months that she lived there. You indicate in your complaint that your daughter and her children needed a place to live. They moved in with you. She agreed to give you $300 a month. She didn't have it at the time. She stayed with you for 3 months. That's $900. And subsequently, you all decided that it would be best if she and her children had their own place to live. She needed rent, first class, and security. I don't know what it was. So you gave her $2,500. According to you, it was a loan. I'm going to stick with the $2,500 because when your daughter and her children need a place to live, you don't say, you have no money, but I'm going to charge you $300 for rent. You'll give it to me when you have it. That's not what a mother does. Do we understand each other, Miss Johnson?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. So now let's deal with the $2,500 loan. Tell me when you gave her the loan and what it was for.
I gave her the loan at the end of November of '03, and it was for to help with either down payment or something concerning on a place that her children and her husband were going to move into.
When she was living with you, was her husband living with you also?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Do you have a house?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
How large a house is it?
It's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath.
And it was just you living there?
No, ma'am.
Who else lives there?
Myself, my husband, and my 2 sons.
You work?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Your husband works?
Yes, ma'am, he does.
What about your 2 sons?
One of them is in college, the other one is working.
Okay. How many children do you have?
I have 2.
And why did you have to move in with your mother?
I fell upon hard times. I lost my job.
And what about your husband? Did he lose his job too?
He was in between jobs.
What kind of work do you do?
I do phlebotomy work. I draw blood.
And he?
He's a crew member at a fast food restaurant.
How old are your children?
I have a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old.
How long have you been married?
I've been married 3.5 years.
Okay, your mother gave you $2,500, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you discuss with her paying her back?
No, ma'am.
That's not true.
Go ahead.
Before I loaned her the money, things were getting tight at the house, and she said she had found a place. Could she borrow some money? I asked her how much. She said $2,500. I said, okay, well, how are you going to pay me? She said, well, Mom, you know, I'll get my income tax check in February, and I'll pay you then. I said, okay. And then a few days later, I went to the bank, got a cashier's check, and loaned her the money.
Did she get her income tax check?
She said she did.
When was the first time you asked her for this money back?
It was in March, because February, she wasn't returning any calls to me.
Tell me about the conversation.
Well, when I caught up with her, I said, CC, where's my money? Mom, I'm going to go in and give you the $900 back. No, 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 no. Where's all of my money? I want my $900 and I also want my $2,500. $2,500? I thought that was a Christmas gift. I don't think so. I can't just give away $2,500. And so it was like, but Mommy, no, I don't remember. I remember us making an agreement. You and I, your husband stay in the background like you always do, since he's always on a vacation. So when are you going to give my money? I'll talk to you later on. When she hung up, that teed me off. So then I tried to take it to court.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Over the course of time, I have given loans, spent loads and loads of money on my children. I would never, ever.
For the return of child support. Hayward says he overpaid by $300.
All very sad. There really is no defense to it. Money was supposed to stop, correct?
According to the papers, yes. When we went to court, before we go in, child support enforcement speaks to me, and they told me that it would continue to the end of the month. He was still obligated to the end of the month. I said, are you sure? Yes, he's obligated to the end of the month. I said, okay. We went in, and the judge said he would stop because he wanted it stopped on her graduation day. And I called child support enforcement again, told them, you know, and they said, no, he's still obligated till the end of the month. So I just, you know.
You took it. The judge makes the order, and the judge said it's supposed to stop on the 14th. How old are you?
18.
When were you 18?
March 13th.
Okay. And the overpayment was $302?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Mr. Berger?
Yes, ma'am.
You're going to get your $302 back.
Yes, ma'am.
You might want to buy something nice for your daughter, but you're entitled to it back.
Yes, ma'am.
Remember, you have 4 children.
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Good. That's all. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $302.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
It seems like when it counts in front of the judge or whatever, she comes off as a good guy and I come off as a bad guy.
Every time he's mad at me, he hasn't seen the children. He didn't take the children. He doesn't buy them presents, and he says it's because of me.
My daughter going by my ex-wife's maiden name shows some of what's been going on, the brainwashing for the kids.
I would have liked him to start seeing us when we were little so we'd get to know him, but we're older now and we know what happened, so.
There's many, many, many trips I've made. It's a 2.5-hour drive from my house to their house to pick the children up.
He's never tried. He cares more about the money than myself or my brother.
I would like to have a relationship with my kids in Richmond and try to mend fences if possible.
Maybe it's hopefully the last thing I see of him. I haven't seen him in 2 years and it really doesn't bother me any.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Isbell versus Espinoza. Step forward, please.
Homemaker Holly Isbell is suing her former friend, 25-year-old nurse's assistant Michelle Espinoza, for unpaid babysitting fees and miscellaneous expenses. Holly says she cared for Michelle's kids while she was in the hospital.
Ms. Isbell, according to your complaint, the defendant was hospitalized.
Yes, ma'am.
And you were contacted to see if you could fill in while she was hospitalized, which was on an emergency basis, to watch her 5 children?
Yes, ma'am.
You agreed to watch her children, and you want to be reimbursed for babysitting services as well as miscellaneous expenses for the children while they were in your care.
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Espinoza says the two of you were friends. You used to watch each other's children all the time. You filled in for each other. There was never an agreement to pay you for babysitting services, and she doesn't owe you anything. In addition to the babysitting services, it is your claim that the defendant also has embarked on various acts of harassment, and
Yes,
you want
ma'am.
to be compensated for that. How long have the two of you been friends?
Probably for about a year and a half, almost to 2 years.
And you have children?
Yes, I do. I have 3.
How old are your children?
Mine are 12, 6, and 4.
And how old are Miss Espinoza's children?
6, 3, almost 2. She has 2 twins. And then the baby is almost 8 months.
And were there times when the two of you exchanged babysitting services?
I remember one time that she's watched my children, yes.
And was there any payment?
No, there wasn't.
Any other times that you watched her children?
There was payment, yes, ma'am.
Now, when did you go into the hospital?
On the 21st of April.
For what?
For kidney stones.
When did you receive a call, Miss Isbell, that there was need for your service?
I received a call from one of her friends on March 21st. She said that Michelle told her to call me because she needed somebody to watch the kids for a couple of days, that she was going to go in the hospital. And I called the hospital, and they said that she had already been admitted. So they gave me her room number, and she was in pain. She said that they were already giving her pain medicine, and that her fever was really high, and that they didn't know what was really wrong with her at the time, and that it was only going to be for a couple of days. I agreed to watch them for a couple of days.
Fine.
And in that agreement, I said the same arrangement goes as prior. And
No,
she
no,
agreed.
Miss Isbell, I don't think you said that to her. I think you're a nice lady, and I think that if somebody is saying to you, I'm in the hospital and I have a very high fever and I'm in a lot of pain, I don't think that a nice lady like you would say, well, I'll take care of the children for a couple of days, but you know it's going to be on the same payment arrangement that we had before. I don't think you would say that. Do you know what I mean?
Yes, ma'am.
So the children were dropped off at your house, and then what happened?
They were dropped off, and what was brought in was a gallon of milk and a few diapers and about a half of baby formula, about this big. And then when I called her at the hospital, because I didn't know how to reach her boyfriend, I said, look, you know, the kids are running out of diapers again.
When did you call her?
The very next day. And she said that she was fixing to have tests, and that she would get a hold of her boyfriend, and that she would bring all the stuff that was needed. Well,
Not she.
Not she, but the boyfriend. Well, he brought over a bag of potato chips, about 7 cans of Cokes, and that was it. And then I noticed bruisings on some of the kids, and just different things that were happening. And the 3-year-old had bruisings on his ears. And then when I called to ask Michelle about that, she said that she hadn't noticed anything about that. And then I was told by the 6-year-old and by the 3-year-old that the boyfriend had picked him up as a punishment by his ears and dropped him to the floor. And so I called DHS because I was scared that if he'd do this, he might do something worse.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Holly Isbell says former friend Michelle Espinoza owes for unpaid babysitting fees. Michelle says there was never an agreement to pay.
Where was the boyfriend for the 4 days?
He works.
What kind of work does he do?
He's a cook.
And did you give her any money for the 4 days that she watched the children? Just not for payment, but for the food that they ate. You know, if it cost her an extra $150 for the 4 days,
When
that the
she-
children are with you. Let me finish. If it cost you an extra $150, don't you think that it was your responsibility, your boyfriend's responsibility to see to it that she had what she needed for the children?
When I offered her for money or to bring groceries over there, because I can't just give her my food stamp card because I'd get in trouble.
I'm not asking you to give her your food stamp card. Your boyfriend works. I assume that he works for money, not food stamps. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, how much money did he give her?
None that I know of.
Right. Well, that's not fair.
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, I'm the one that packed everything for her kids.
Well, then come up and tell me what you packed. Tell me your name.
And I called her in the beginning.
Tell me your name.
Jessica Flores.
All right, Miss Flores, what did you bring over for the children?
I packed 4 changes of clothes, 3 sleeping clothes.
I'm not talking about clothes.
Okay.
Let's not talk about clothes.
I
She
gave
didn't
her
buy any clothes.
24 diapers for the
24 diapers?
For the baby. And the twins are in diapers. I gave her 50 for the twins. And when I did the milk, Michelle had the big count. I don't know how many ounces, but it's not the 12 ounce. It's like a 32 ounce, and it was brand new. It wasn't even opened. I put that in with the Pampers and a gallon of milk because Michelle told me that's all she wanted.
Is that what she brought over to you?
No, ma'am.
What
It
did
was
she bring
not.
over?
She brought over, now the can size is right, but it was half full. And she did not pack 50 diapers for the twins. It was more like 12.
Do you have a receipt for items that you bought for the children during that time?
I do not, because I only paid once to buy just a really cheap pack of diapers for the twins.
So how much did you pay?
Food was $169.41 because I had to replace everything, you know, because they ate a lot.
Okay,
they didn't get to go to school.
$169.41 for 4 days for 5 children. What else?
And I'm asking for replacement of the mattress or replacement of the bed because her oldest son had wet on the bed for 2 nights and hid it.
Well, how old is he?
He's 6.
Okay. Do you think that it's possible that his mother is in the hospital and he's taken out of his familiar surroundings and he's taken to your house, that he's a little bit agitated, so you're blaming a 6-year-old because he tried to hide the fact that he had had an accident in the bed? Miss Isbell, get it together. And tell me about the harassment.
She would call and she would leave messages on my phone, and I have one tape.
I'd like to hear it.
Holly, I don't appreciate you going to missionaries or compassion or whatever and using my name to get my children diapers, and when you tell me you paid for them, what kind of Christian person are you? Now, I'm sick of you trying to run around this town and ruin my name or giving me bad trouble. You keep on and you will have trouble yourself, Holly. Now, I'm just a little bit sick and tired of this.
All right, so she's telling you she's angry because you've been saying bad things about her. Go ahead.
But
it's not harassment.
Well, this was because 2 days after, DHS was knocking on my door. And there's another case involving me and my daughter that she knows about. It involves a sexual act that happened to someone, and she knew about it. And
so you think that she called Children's Services to report on you?
I really believe that.
Okay, she may have, but you can't prove it. So far, I think that she has to reimburse you for your expenses with regard to taking care of her children, because I think that that's the right thing to do. And I think that there was probably an implied agreement to take care of your children's necessaries. Now, how much do you think is appropriate to reimburse Miss Isbell for the service that she provided in watching your children for 4 days?
I don't know what she purchased on my children. She went to the Compassion Outreach for diapers that she said she purchased herself.
No, she's not asking for diapers. She's not asking for diapers at all. She spent $169.41. That's what she says she spent
If she
for the
spent
children.
that, why didn't she ask me for groceries when I asked her to go get them?
Oh, I want you to turn around and look at her. Turn around and look at her. Miss Espinoza, I want you to say the following words. Thank you for taking care of my children when I couldn't and my boyfriend couldn't.
Thank you for taking care of my children when I couldn't and my boyfriend couldn't.
Good. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $169.41. Thank you.
Why does that speak when they step out?
Her boyfriend is very abusive to her.
She has so much hate and anger against my boyfriend. That's what it is.
Got a problem. She's the one who told me, and she showed me bruises before.
We're no longer friends, that's for sure.
I didn't call it on her. I called on her boyfriend.
Probably because he's Mexican. I don't know.
I have nothing against him. I have nothing against her. You know, that's, you know, when you get hurt, no man has a right to whoop up on a woman.
Kicked out by her landlord.
He told you you had to move because your fiancé was a paroled sex offender. He received complaints from other neighbors.
I had 3 people complaining about peeping in the bathroom, peeping in the doorway.
But who really had sex on their mind?
He just would come on to me like this. Baby, you sure look good. I'd take you away from your man and make you
mine.
Probably was your landlord.
Yes.
How long had you lived in an apartment that he owned?
I lived there from October the 10th to February the 12th or the 13th. I'm not sure about that.
What date did Mr. Griffin tell you you had to move?
Like maybe the last week of January, that last Sunday.
About 2 weeks before.
Yes, that'll be good.
And it is your claim that he evicted you because you had declined his sexual advances.
Yes,
that's
correct.
Was sexually harassing you.
Yes, that's correct.
Forced you to move.
Yes.
And kept some of your food and property.
Yes, that's correct.
You moved. Mr. Griffin says that is certainly not true. Those allegations are in retaliation for his telling you you had to move. And he told you had to move because your fiancé moved in with you. Your fiancé was a paroled sex offender. He received complaints from other neighbors because the police sent flyers around indicating that your fiancé was now living with you. And he did tell you that you had to move, that he neither harassed you in any way, nor did he take any of your property. Now, did you have a lease with Mr. Griffin?
No, ma'am, we did not have a lease.
Is there any reason why you didn't have a lease?
Well, we didn't have a lease because he just said that, you know, we didn't need a lease.
So you were a month-to-month tenant, which means you can move out at any time. You have no responsibility beyond the month's tenancy. And he can tell you to leave as long as he gives you a certain amount of time to leave.
Okay.
Right? Do you understand that?
Yes, ma'am, I do understand that.
Okay, good.
But my thing was, when we first moved there, I paid Mr. Griffin $1,050 for 3 months, and everything was okay.
So the $1,050 was for 3 months' rent?
Yes, yes.
Is that right, sir?
That's correct.
Okay. So you're paying $350 a month?
Yes.
So you're paid up until January, and you lived there during the month of January?
Yes, we did.
Okay, February you did not pay rent?
No, we didn't pay rent because he started with the harassment when he was going to call the police on my fiance just to get me out, because the thing was, he was upset with me because, like I said, even though he wants to deny it, I know what the truth is. He sat there and he would harass me. He would come into the apartment. First of all, he would come in all the time without letting me know. Just come in. I got to fix something, and nothing would never get fixed. Secondly, when he, around Christmas time is when the harassment really started, because we were in contact a lot, because I stayed in the back house and he stayed in the front, and I was getting packages, you know, for Christmas things or whatever. And when he would bring me my Christmas packages, he would, you know, say things like, "Baby, you sure look good, too bad you gay." Or he would say things like, "I'd take you away from your man and make you mine." You know, and I just couldn't understand, you know, this older gentleman coming at me like this when I've never, you know, been out of line with him. I've never disrespected the guy or anything. He just would come on to me like this, telling me about his sex life. I don't want to know that. I have a fiance.
Well, tell me what he said to you about his sex life.
That he's, well, I'm not going to curse, but he would say that, yeah, I got a 21-year-old that I'm still F you, you know. And I'm like, so? You know, that's not my business, you know. And I never once...
So he was telling you about another girlfriend?
Yeah, I mean, no, not really girlfriends. He would call him his, you know, or whatever. You know what I mean?
Not whatever. What did he say?
He would say his, yeah, I got it, you know. But that's irrelevant because, you know, like I said, that's not my place. You know, I don't care what you have. All I'm doing is here paying my rent.
Let's get on with it. What else?
Basically, that was, you know, that sexual harassment, and then coming to my house, coming in and out whenever he wanted to.
You want to say something to me?
Nothing she says is true. Not anything.
I'm not impressed with anything she said.
Well, I'm not trying to.
I'm not impressed with anything she said.
I'm not trying to impress you. I'm just telling you the truth.
If I believed what you said, that's not sexual harassment. I want to steal you away from your boyfriend. Probably wishes he could.
Yeah, but I mean,
now listen to me. How old are you?
34.
I guarantee you've heard in your lifetime a lot worse. My dear.
True.
A lot worse.
Yeah, but not
a lot worse, and you haven't gone to court about it.
No, I haven't because, okay, excuse me. Now, back to my property, my things coming up missing. I don't think that's right. I never went in his house and took anything. I never, you know,
well, what's missing and what makes you think he took it?
Because he moved his daughter into our place when my stuff was still there.
When?
February, around February
what?
1st. February 1st.
No, he couldn't have moved your daughter in. Listen to me.
Okay.
Listen to me. He couldn't have moved anybody in there because you swore to me not more than 5 minutes ago that you didn't leave until February 12th or 13th.
Excuse me. It is another room in the in where I occupy, and he did move his daughter in there, and she began to threaten me. That's why I'm saying the harassment came in at, like...
that has nothing to do with him. If somebody else is harassing you, that has nothing to do with him.
No, but I mean, you know, it was... Yes, it is. It does have a lot to do with him because he's the one who told his daughter to harass me. And he even called his other daughter to come in and throw my stuff out in the rain. And if that's not harassment, I don't know what is.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
This is not the great American giveaway, madam. That's not what courts are all about. If you have a legitimate case of sexual harassment, you file it. This amounts to nonsense.
And later today...
Did you buy another vehicle?
We purchased another vehicle,
yes. Who's we?
My husband and I.
Miss Dodd, that's not fair.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Kimberly Rebetter says her former landlord, Robert Griffin, evicted her after she turned down his sexual advances.
Did you pay rent for February?
No, I did not pay rent for February.
You had no right to be there after February 1st if you didn't pay rent.
My rent wasn't up until February 10th.
Good, then you had no right to be there until February 11th, 12th, or 13th. You were still there. You had no right to be there. You don't pay rent, you're a squatter. He can take your stuff, he can throw it in the sewer. I don't know what gives people the right to think that they can live in a premises and not pay rent.
No, I never said that. But
Good.
I mean, once the man was threatening me and
I didn't hear any threats. Now I hear threats. What kind of threats? You didn't tell me any threats before. That he wants to take you away from your boyfriend?
No, I'm not talking. I'm talking about the threats with his daughters.
I don't care about the daughters. That's the defendant. That's the one standing here. This is not the great American giveaway, madam. That's not what courts are all about. If you have a legitimate case of sexual harassment, you file it. This amounts to nonsense. You didn't pay rent. He told you to move. You didn't have a lease. He gave you notice, the same kind of notice that you could give him if you found another place that you wanted to go to, right? Had no lease. That's what happened. You're 34 years old. You know what a lease is? You know what a lease is not. Have you ever signed a lease on an apartment?
Yes.
Have you stayed there for the full term of the lease?
Yes.
You know what would happen to you if you left before the lease was up?
Yeah.
What would happen?
You'd get in trouble.
Well, they could sue you because you have a contract.
Okay.
You don't have a contract with him. He doesn't have to allow you to stay in his house. If he had any problem with your fiancé and with other people complaining about your fiancé, he has the right.
But that's not the truth. See, wasn't nobody complaining about my fiancé.
How do you know that?
Because I lived on the same street. We lived there. Did nobody ever complain about my fiancé? Nobody even knew.
Can I see a copy of the notice that was sent out by the police, please?
This is one of the latest notices. That's the one of the latest one made. This is a notice by the police.
Okay, this is a registered sex offender advisory. You are Dwayne Cedric Edwards, is that you? Okay, and you got this notice?
Yes, ma'am.
Or somebody gave it to you?
They put them out all in the neighborhood.
This is why he says...
And that's not the truth. That's not the truth,
It may be,
though.
it may not be. I don't find your testimony credible that the reason he evicted you was because he made sexual advances to you that while your boyfriend was living with you, that you rebuffed. This was causing him difficulty.
But that's
you were
not
causing
the
him
truth.
difficulty. You did not pay February's rent. When you got what you bargained for, goodbye, good luck, and have a happy life.
Parties are excused. You may step out. Sir.
When she called me, she was sleeping in a car on 55th Street. She didn't have no place to stay.
Mr. Mack is a liar, and he know that the reason why he put us out, he know why. It ain't had nothing to do with Dwayne.
I never even looked at that girl. He kept her locked up in the room so tight, I didn't even know she was there half the time.
He's standing his old butt over there smirking, and he need to be socked upside his head somewhere.
I had 3 people complaining about the things he was doing, peeping on, knocking on doors, peeping in the bathroom.
He a jerk. He just a jerk. He a old jerk.
After all this commotion coming about him peeping in doorways and doing things I won't say on TV, standing in front of the bathroom and doing, I won't say that. I had to get him out of there.
God don't like ugly. That's all I'm gonna say.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Escobedo versus Dodd, step forward, please.
Administrative assistant Lisa Escobedo is suing her former friend, social worker Mary Dodd, for loans to buy a truck and to hire an attorney. Mary claims she paid Lisa back.
Miss Escobedo, you and Miss Dodd used to be very good friends.
Yes,
Your lawsuit has two parts to it. First, you say that you took out a loan for a truck. That was her truck.
Correct.
She didn't have good credit. The arrangement was she would make the payments faithfully, and as soon as the payments were completed, the title, etc., would be turned over to her. And that was a couple of years ago.
Yes.
She did make the payments faithfully until just recently.
Correct.
And then she stopped making payments on the truck. You repossessed the truck, and now you want her to pay what is the balance owed on the truck.
Not entirely, I mean, because it's $12,000 and it's only small claims court, but actually that's the debt that I was left with, absolutely.
The second part of your lawsuit claims a loan to her for an attorney.
Correct.
And Ms. Dodd says with regard to that part of the loan, she does acknowledge that there was a loan, and she said that she faithfully paid you, I think, $100 a month.
Yeah, $100.
Which I assume you're going to be able to demonstrate to me.
Yes, Your Honor, I have checks.
And that the loan is paid off.
Yes.
So let's deal with the easy part first. Let's deal with the loan for an attorney. When did you make that loan?
April 2nd of 2003.
And how much was that loan?
$1,195.64.
Okay, so I want to see from you checks in the amount of $1,195.64 for the attorney.
There was actually one check that wasn't faxed to me from the bank.
Are these in order?
You know what? I think I did put them in order, but I think there's one or two missing in that pile.
Well, there are several months missing. You have $1,000 in payments.
That's pretty accurate as to what I thought I'd owed her, being that I stopped paying, the last payment was in August, and I thought we were done at that time, and nothing is said until I get served this that I still owe her. And several months goes by, and she hasn't...
Well, let me ask you this question, Ms. Dodd. Let's say on the attorney's fees alone you owe a couple of $100.
Okay.
All right? Now, let's deal with the truck. What was the total purchase price of the truck?
I don't know the exact amount. I know what's owed.
How much was the truck?
It was approximately almost $10,000.
And how much is the loan?
Your Honor, I'm just telling you, I just paid $5,000 on it, and there's still $7,000 owed. So it was not $10,000 when she bought it.
That was the purchase price, but with the interest, it makes the price. It doesn't seem like it ever goes down.
Well, why are you sticking her with that obligation?
It's not that I'm sticking her with that
obligation. Yes, you are. You are.
Back in November, when I was released from work, I made the payment in November faithfully with what was my final check. In December, well, I had found out I was pregnant and taken off permanently for work, and then I decided to go on disability. I tried to make it...
Did you buy another vehicle?
We purchased another vehicle, yes.
Who's we?
My husband and I.
Well,
But that was done...
Just a second. How could you purchase another vehicle?
That was done before all of this even happened.
You're paying on another vehicle unless you
That was my responsibility. Yes, it was. I paid on that vehicle. We purchased another vehicle because my husband has a job, and he purchased another vehicle prior to all of this happening.
Miss Dodd, that's not fair.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Lisa Escobedo says former friend Mary Dodd owes for loans to buy a truck and to hire an attorney.
Now, what's not fair is you assumed another responsibility, you and your husband, knowing that you had a prior responsibility to her to pay for this older truck. What year vehicle did you purchase?
2004 Excursion.
So you purchased a brand new car, and what were your payments on the brand new car?
His payments are...
What are the payments?
His payments are $673.
What do you mean his payments? You don't live together?
Yeah, we live together. But
all right, $673. And what were your payments on this car?
$366. But I had no intention to give up the white truck. I intended to keep it, hopefully give it to my son when he finished high school. There was no intention to just say, here, I bought a new truck, I'm giving you this one back. That's not what I was going to do.
What did she say to you?
She called me the day they purchased the truck and told me she needed the account number or my Social Security number because they were going to trade the truck in. Then the next day she called me and said that they bought the truck anyways.
Just a second, they were going to trade the truck in.
Correct, but and then the next day she said they didn't trade it in. They purchased the truck, the Excursion, but they didn't trade it in because they only wanted to give her $4,000 on a trade-in because it's a hunk of junk now, and so they didn't want it, and they were still $12,000 owed. So they went and bought the truck anyways. Now they had, and when I asked her what she was going to do with the truck, the white truck, she said we're going to have to make the payments on both. We don't have a choice.
And did she make payments on both the next month?
No.
I made the payment in November for that truck, and I paid the registration on that truck with the intent to keep the truck. Yeah, I did want to try to see if I could trade it in because I have a little car at home. But when they said no, well, you know, I wanted to get her name off of everything entitled with me.
Why didn't you do that?
They wouldn't give me what the truck was worth, and I thought, okay, I'll keep it. Why not? That's what my intention was.
So?
So I did. And I made the payment faithfully in November. I paid the registration on it.
What happened in December?
I found out at the end of November that I was not going to be returning to work, and I had no income to pay. And I even attempted to sell it, and she wouldn't let me. She said she just couldn't do that right now because it was going to be taken over by a family member she knows that's very responsible. And you know, he would put it in his name, but to give him a couple weeks, and so she did, and I understand that. That was fine. I don't have a problem with that.
You're making a whole lot of double talk from you. Bottom line is, you didn't pay it. It's not her fault you got pregnant. It's not her fault you went on disability. It's not her fault that you and your husband decided to buy a more expensive new truck. It's not her fault. It's your fault. Stop making all of these sounds which suggests that somebody held you down when you became pregnant, that somebody held your hand to a piece of paper or his hand to a piece of paper when you bought a brand new Excursion truck. It's not somebody else's responsibility. It's yours.
My intentions were to keep the truck.
You could keep it, but you didn't pay for it in December.
Well, that's when everything took a turn. I was intending
Just a
to go back
second,
to
what
work.
kind of turn?
I was intending to go back to work. In the end of January, I lost my baby, and a week later, I lost my mother. I wasn't ready to go back to work.
Is there just a second? Is it her fault you lost your baby?
No, it's not.
Is it her fault you lost your mother?
Not, but I can't.
Then why didn't you pay for the truck? Did you pay for the Excursion?
He pays for his Excursion.
You do live together, don't you?
Yeah, but he is entitled to own a vehicle as well.
She don't want to be your friend anymore.
Exactly.
It's a very good. It's a very good thing
exactly what she said to me.
Because she lacks reasonable moral fiber.
You're absolutely right, Your Honor.
She lacks a sense of duty and responsibility and what's right and what's wrong. Get out your address book. Erase her name.
Please do
Judgment for the plaintiff for the amount of $5,000. That's all.
Excuse me, step out.
It's kind of upsetting, but Judge Judy's right. We don't need to be friends because somebody who sleeps with everybody's friends and the boss's boyfriend is not the kind of person I want to socialize with.
I helped her out, and then when it wasn't convenient and suitable to her, that was, you know, she no longer needed me anymore.
We were friends, but I put up with a friend that's just really dirty and evil and has a black heart.
When I did the things for her that I did them out of the goodness of my heart and out of faith and friendship, so I wouldn't take that back, but I learned a lesson that I wouldn't do it again.
Miss Escobedo has a tendency to not allow people to be happy, and when people are happy, it irritates her.
It's better off done. I mean, she's proved that, you know, by not being a friend.
An engagement broken.
I got tired of everything and I just up and left.
She doesn't want to have anything to do with him anymore.
And when the love ended, did the real terror begin?
I want him to leave me alone. I have a restraining order against him.
We're to stay away within 100 yards.
I didn't know that. I just was told I had to stay away from her work.
Understanding that it's over and that she doesn't want you to have any contact with her.
Judge Judy.
You're not to have any contact with her. Otherwise, you go.
Waiter Chad Bracken for unpaid loans and a couch. Chad says Emily has been paid in full.
That's case number 499 on the calendar, the matter of Todoran versus Bracken. Parties have been sworn in, Judge. You may be seated. Folks, have a seat.
Ms. Todoran, who was your witness?
My old roommate, Julie Perry.
Does she have information with regard to this case?
We lived together when Chad and I first started dating and when I moved out to New York with him.
That doesn't answer my question. Does she have evidence with regard to this case, or is she just here for moral support?
She's
is not an answer. Come on. You're going to law school?
Yes.
All right. That's what I gather from your complaint. If you're going to law school, you give me an answer. Does she have evidence? Does she have testimony to offer? Or is she here as just for good company?
She just has testimony.
Just has testimony. What year of law school are you in?
First.
Okay. And he?
I'm learning.
This is Ryan Barr. That's one of my best friends from New York. He'll offer testimony. He helped move the furniture.
Okay, good. You two people used to be in love with each other. You lived together for a little while. You don't anymore. And you claim he owes you some money for a loan, and he's got some property that belonged to you, a sofa or something that he agreed to pay for, and he didn't when you broke up. Mr. Bracken says that you were involved in a give-and-take relationship. That's what people do when they live together. Sometimes you paid, sometimes he paid. He owes you nothing.
Correct.
When did you move in together and where?
We first moved into an apartment. It was in June of 2003.
Listen to me. Is that the apartment we're talking about in this case?
There are two apartments. We moved into one.
I'm not interested in the first apartment in 2003.
They're both 2003.
Get to the one where you were living in, where you say you had to advance money for the security and first, last, and security. When was that?
That was July 2003.
How much was the rent on the apartment?
$1,700 a month.
What were you doing at the time?
I got a job as a freelance designer.
And he?
He was a production assistant.
And you agreed to split the rent?
Yes.
Is that right, sir?
Yes.
Good. Did you give her money for rent?
Yes, I did.
How much?
Half the rent. And what would happen a lot of times is...
I'm talking about when you first moved in.
Sorry.
When you first moved in, you have to give first, last, security. It's a whole big chunk of money.
Right.
Did you have that money to give her?
It did not happen in July the way you're stating it.
That's all I wanted to know.
Okay.
So you did not give her that money. How much did you give the landlord in July?
$5,000.
You have proof of that?
I have a receipt for my deposit and for $1,700, and I have the receipt for the broker's fee that I paid of $1,700.
Well, let me see what you have the receipt from. You should have the receipt from everything. You should have your check, cancel checks.
Your Honor, I didn't keep a lot of the documentation because he was my boyfriend and I trusted him and I loved him and I did not think that I would ever need these kind of things. We had an oral agreement.
Listen to me, my dear.
I trusted him. I know it was stupid.
Listen to me, my dear. You're going to law school. When two people love each other and are committed to each other, they get married. Then we have courts for them. What happened with you is you decide to come into court and to sue him and say, listen, I didn't keep my receipts. I don't have proof, but we had an agreement. And our agreement when we moved in together was we were going to split the bills down in half, right? And we didn't. I paid more. And he says, well, there came a time when you moved into this apartment that you lost your job.
Mm-hmm.
And I picked up the slack.
No, he didn't.
Well, that's what he's saying.
He's lying.
Just a second. How am I supposed to figure that out?
I moved out in December and I paid rent through the end of January to give him time to find a new place because actually we were getting evicted.
Show me.
I can't. I called the landlord and they refused to send me receipts since I was involved in a lawsuit. I'm telling the truth. I'm under oath. I would not make this up.
Did you break the lease?
We did. They just let us out. They just let us out of it.
What happened in 2004?
He made payments to me all year.
How much?
He paid me payments of $62, $100, $60, $50, $150. The last payment was this past December, 2004. I have the cashier's check right here for $150.
How much did he pay you in total?
$422.
What did you give her $422 for?
I felt that I owed her after, because every time I would try to negotiate with Ms. Toderon and say, because she always stuck with that number. And
what number?
$5,800. And I said, there's a lot of things that we need to talk about, why certain expenses shouldn't be considered in that debt and other things like that. Now, so what I came to determine was $1,400. And so I was acting in good faith by paying towards that.
Okay, so let us say that after 2.5 years, you decided that $1,400 was your fair share.
Yes, ma'am.
Because you paid for some things, she paid for some things. Neither of you have records.
I have records. I can show
So
everything.
why didn't you finish paying the $1,400?
No, I did. That's what the
she
payment...
got $400 from you, $422.
Okay, I can show...
Show me canceled checks for more.
Certainly.
And then we're out of here.
Well, I can only show you $300 in addition to what she is saying.
Show me.
Is that, as well as I have copies of the... I would write bills down that I owed on legal
Just a second.
pads.
I see one thing for... What?
It's very hard to tell this
I see
stuff.
one thing for $150.
And the other thing does say $150. It's hard to tell.
Well, I
it's
can't read it.
under-numbered.
If I can't read it, my dear, then it doesn't exist.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
She said she would stay until February. In actuality, 3 days later, she was packing when I got back from work.
It must have been your personality.
And later today,
I want him to leave me alone because I have a restraining order against him.
Your son has to get over the fact that she doesn't want to have anything to do with him anymore.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Emily Todoran says ex-boyfriend Chad Bracken owes for loans and a couch. Emily says moving to New York with Chad was a big mistake.
She has $422.
Mm-hmm.
Does that include a check on November 29th, 2004 for $150?
I have a copy of that right here.
Okay. You got credit for it.
Okay.
$422. So what happened to the rest?
All
What
right.
happened to the other $1,000, Mr. Bracken?
Okay. Now the rest, well, there are payments. As Ms. Todoran said, we didn't keep a lot of these things, so I've shown you everything that I do have.
All right. So let's
But
start from the
I'm sorry. I do have all the expenses from moving her furniture, which was 6 months after she left, actually almost 7 months after she left, that I kept with me. I moved twice. Mr. Barr helped me move these things into Brooklyn. Now, when we moved from New York, I moved everything and paid all the expenses to return her furniture to her.
How much was that?
$1,227.
Did you receive furniture from him?
No, I did not.
Just what did you return to her, sir?
I returned all her stereo equipment, a television.
Nope.
Show me the address where you sent it.
I didn't send it. She came and picked it up from my house when I got back to Indianapolis.
Lies.
You said expenses to send it back to her.
No, to move it back.
Give it back to him. You owe her $1,000. That's based on your statement, sir, because I'm not going through your bills from 2.5 years ago. $50 here and $12 there. Let's take what you have.
Okay.
The debt that you acknowledge was $1,400 and you paid her $422. That leaves about $1,000. Now, what about this couch that she says that she sold to you and you never paid her for?
Okay, can I just back up 1 second?
Yeah.
So the moving expenses.
I'm getting so bored with this.
All right, all right. All right,
Those are
the furniture. Basically, the furniture, when she decided to move, she said she would stay until February. In actuality, 3 days later, she was packing when I got back from work in a minivan. Now,
It must have been your personality.
I can't speak to what was in her head. I
The
can't
couch,
speak to what her...
the couch.
Okay, so she left 3 days later in a minivan. She said, I can't, move this furniture. I said, well, if you're going to charge me half of it, take the furniture with you. She said, no, I can't move it. You keep it.
Okay, and your version of the couch?
My version of the couch is we went to the store together with the intention of purchasing a couch and paying for half of it, which I have the receipt for
No,
right
you
here.
weren't intending to purchase a couch for half. You were intending to purchase a couch for full price.
Yes, so I purchased...
You're each going to pay half.
I purchased the couch for full price, and before I purchased it, I said, you're going to pay me back for half of this, correct?
Just don't look at it, don't look at it.
Okay, and he said yes. So then when I was moving, he was going to stay in New York for an indefinite period of time. So I said, you know what, you keep the couch, you still owe me half for it, but you just go ahead and keep it.
Listen, when two young people want to play house, they shouldn't irritate me. You have the couch?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you return her stereo equipment?
Absolutely.
No.
Did you return her television set?
I returned everything.
Go ahead.
Sometime in April or something, the new apartment he lived in New York, burnt down.
Did he return any property to you?
He returned my TV, but my stereo apparently was damaged in the fire.
Judgment for the plaintiff for the amount of $1,000. That's all. Step out. Don't play house anymore.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
The defendant is probably the biggest liar I've ever met in my entire life.
When we got to the end of the relationship and she hadn't been employed for 2 months, she realized she'd be safer back at home. I think she left.
I thought Chad was sketchy all along, so I was actually warning her at the time when she wanted to move to New York with him to not do it.
She made a bad decision being in New York, and she paid for it, and she wanted me to be the easy target.
I just don't understand how a person like that can live their life and get out of bed and think they're a good person every day. And his hair is kind of disturbing, too.
I hope this ends it.
And now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Webb versus Batum, step forward.
21-year-old Philip Webb is suing his ex-fiancée, 19-year-old cashier Crystal Batum, for rent and the return of a wedding ring set. Crystal says Philip is stalking her.
Are you scared to death or just unhappy?
No, I'm fine.
Okay. Cheer up, it's only money. Mr. Webb, Ms. Batum used to be your girlfriend. You lived together for a period of time at some point in your mother's house. Is this your mother?
Yes.
You broke up and you claimed that Ms. Batum came to the house and she took a ring set that you purchased.
Yes.
You want the ring set back. And in addition, you say that Ms. Batum also owes you for a month's rent.
Yeah, for her half of the rent.
Her half of the rent when you were living at your mother's house.
Yes.
Ms. Batum says she paid for the ring set and that there was never any arrangement to pay rent to your mother. Neither of you ever paid rent to your mother. Is that right?
Yeah.
When did you start to live with Ms. Batum in your mother's house?
In August, my mother...
August of what year?
2004. My mother had spoke with us in August and told us, now that, both of us are working with a steady income, she wanted us to pay $300 a month rent.
Mm-hmm.
And then September 23rd is when she left. And I had...
Oh, did she agree to pay your mother $300 a month rent?
Yes, we both did.
When in August did your mother have this conversation with you?
Around the middle of the month.
And when did she expect you to start to pay rent?
She expected us to start to pay rent the following month.
In September?
Yes.
And she moved out in September?
She moved out in the end of September.
Mr. Webb, you got to get over this.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Philip Webb says ex-fiancée Crystal Batum owes for rent and the return of a wedding ring set. Crystal says Philip is still in love with her.
So did you pay your mother $300 on September 1st? You have a check for that, I assume.
No, I paid her cash. I paid her around the middle of the month when I had gotten my paycheck.
And what about in October? Did you pay her in October?
No, I had moved out.
When in October?
I moved out around the 5th, 6th of October.
And you mean you didn't pay her for October? For the first 6 days in October? You understand what I'm saying to you,
Yeah,
Mr.
I
Webb? Well,
understand.
you're getting my gist. Stop being petty. Now let's forget about the rent. And let's go to the ring set.
The ring set, I have the receipt where I purchased it.
Good. Do you have the proof that you paid for it?
I paid in cash. So,
Really? Let me see.
And the lady's business card that sold it to me.
I want to
I
see
have
what
that
you
also.
have. And then Miss Batum says that she paid for the ring set. So we're going to see. Paid for the ring set. This says paid $500, tax included. Now, Miss Batum, you left sometime in September.
Yeah.
You had an argument, or you just decided things
No,
weren't
I got tired of everything and I just up and left.
Tell me why you took the ring set.
Well, because we both went in halves on it. We went to the bank, we pulled out some of the money, and then he went back and gave them the rest. And it wasn't $500, it was $300.
Well, he has a receipt that he paid for this.
Well, I have the rings, so.
Let me have them. Do you have any proof whatsoever, Miss Batum, that you paid for these rings?
No, because it came out of the ATM.
Okay. Good. Very nice. He gets them back. Perfect. Anything else?
No, that's it.
I want him to leave me alone, too, because I have a restraining order against him. And on February 12th, he mailed me a letter.
Can I see the letter?
Yes.
Can I see a copy of a restraining order? You attended a hearing, Mr. Webb, with regard to this restraining order?
Yes.
Did you consent to the restraining order?
I consented, but I didn't agree with it because
I don't care
a
whether
lot
you
of it
agreed
was...
with it or not. You consented to it.
Yes,
you
I
were to
did.
stay away within 100 yards from her,
And I have
from her
done so.
home, and from her job, right?
Yes.
It was her birthday?
Yes.
That's why you sent these?
Yes.
You're not allowed to send them.
I didn't know that. I just was told I had to stay away from her work and stay away from her.
Listen to me, Mr. Webb. You were served with a copy of this protective order.
Yes.
In this protective order, it not only says that you have to stay 100 yards away from her, it reads, and I'm going to read it to you very carefully. You may not do the following. You may not contact her directly or indirectly, or telephone, send messages, or mail or email While this is not threatening,
Yeah, I know.
I mean, it's a love letter. You're not understanding that it's over and that she doesn't want you to have any contact with her. Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
You don't want to get into any further difficulty. Is there any other thing that I have to resolve with regard to property or anything else?
Yeah, I have one more thing. I left my birth certificate there. I need my birth certificate back.
Okay. Now you can stand up. Your last name is Webb?
Correct.
You have her birth certificate?
I do.
Okay. I want you to give her birth certificate to your mother. Your mother is going to mail it to this court. This court will see to it that you get it.
Okay. May I say something, please?
Yes.
I know you already went over the rent issue, but I have to bring it up again. It was August 2003. She was the only one with a job at that point.
I'm telling you, you spoke to her in the middle of August. She moved out in September. We're talking about petty stuff, Miss Webb.
I
Petty.
understand that, but
I'm telling you that you're talking about petty stuff. Your son moved out into the month of October. Did you sue him for the rent?
No, because he did
Just a
give
second.
me a full...
Just a second. Did you sue him for the rent?
No, I did not,
Of
ma'am.
course not, because you're not petty. Right? Your son has to get over the fact that she doesn't want to have anything to do with him anymore. And you should, as his mother, not exacerbate it. You should say, listen.
No, I just want what's going, and she owes the rent.
Well, I think that you should speak to your son about it.
He already paid her half.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
Okay, good. You have a check?
No.
You have
No,
a check?
he paid me in cash
You have
for
a check?
$300.
Good. I don't believe you. Sit down. There is no need for you to contact her anymore. Put a period. You have the rings. You're not to email her, mail her, phone her, follow her, be within 100 yards of her. Got it?
Yes.
Otherwise, you're going to be in trouble. The fact that I've told this to you doesn't prevent her from going back to court and saying you violated the order. She can still do that. I don't know whether she wants to do that, but what she wants is she wants you to know unequivocally that you're not to have any contact with her. Clear?
Yes, I'm
Good.
perfectly
That's
clear.
all.
Excuse me, step out. Sir, be right here.
I was out with my friend and he was accusing me of cheating on him.
Well, she was cheating on me.
She told me that she was going to go out with a guy from work, and she was gone all day.
I'm just glad it's over with. He's a loser. I'm glad I'm gone with him.
Now it just kind of, I'm more mad about it now than I am heartbroken.
The two of them started hitting me, punching me in the face, kicked me in the eye.
Ambushed and beaten.
This guy was drunk, slobbing on himself.
He starts going crazy.
There was no need for that.
His mother begged me not to press charges. If we press charges, he would automatically go to jail.
Saved by one family. But can anything save him now?
You've got a lot of trouble here with the courts. And if you got busted again, you were going to state prison. Your bills and your pain and suffering.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Zeiss says that you started this confrontation and that he was merely defending himself. That's your defense?
That's correct.
Okay. How old are you, Mr. Zeiss?
I'm 19.
How old are you?
17.
You go to school?
Yes.
What school?
Anderson High School.
And you, Mr. Zeiss?
I'm out of school.
Well, what do you do?
I work.
For whom?
A moving company.
How long have you been working for a moving company?
About a year.
You work full-time?
Yes.
Did you know each other prior to New Year's Eve?
Yes, Your Honor.
From where?
I just know who he is. We weren't friends or anything.
Where did this happen?
It first started off at my friend Greg's parents' house on New Year's Eve. During the day, we were over at his house just getting ready to go down to his apartment when the defendant and his witness showed up. They began asking for money to assume to go
Just
get...
a second. Don't assume anything.
Okay.
Who was asking for money?
The defendant and his witness.
Both of them?
Yes.
Let the record reflect that the witness is shaking his head yes, that they were asking for money. That's very good. That's interesting. Did they say what they wanted money for?
No, they didn't.
And this was during the day?
Yes.
Anybody drinking? Anybody using drugs?
No, ma'am.
All right, so you said you didn't have any money?
Yeah, I told him I had no money and I refused to give him anything. They kept insisting that I give them money, and when I refused, they began wrestling me onto the ground.
Both of them?
Mainly the witness at first, and then...
This witness?
Yes. And then...
Whose name is?
Jimmy.
What?
Jimmy.
Jimmy. Do you have a last name?
Morgan.
Morgan.
Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 23.
What do you do for a living?
Work at Frisch's.
What is that?
It's a restaurant in Cincinnati.
How long have you worked there?
About 4 months.
Who do you live with?
I live with my girlfriend.
For how long?
About a year now.
Just the two of you?
Yes, ma'am.
What were you doing out New Year's without your girlfriend?
Hey.
Hey, no, hey. The hey is not an answer. What were you doing out New Year's without your girlfriend?
She was with her family. She was with her mother and father.
Why weren't you together on New Year's Eve? That's a date night.
I mean, we was together earlier, but she had left and went
Why did
over
she leave, Mr. Morgan?
She went to over her mother's house.
You're not welcome over there?
Oh, yes, I was, but...
Well, you think that you're going to have a happier New Year's Eve with him than with your girlfriend?
No, ma'am.
Were you just wrestling around with Mr. White?
I mean, he don't want to push me on the ground, like...
He pushed you?
Yeah, he was...
Look at me. Look at me. Before he pushed you on the ground, tell me what happened.
This guy, he was trying to buy some ecstasy pills.
He's trying to buy drugs?
Yeah, he was trying to buy X. And like I told him, I ain't got it. I'm an athlete, I play football, you know? And like, he just kept on pressuring me and like asking me. Then like, he had pushed me. Then I was like, I pushed him back. Then like, you know, he pushed me again. And I feel like that's how we started wrestling and stuff.
Okay. Now this is at Greg's house.
Right, at his mother's house.
Did you leave Greg's house before he did or after?
No, I left before him. Like, as soon as, like, the guy, like, broke it up, like, I think Greg, he, like, pulled him off. Then, like, I just got up because I had mud out, like, all over me. We was in the mud. Like, I just got up and just left.
And what time was this, Mr. Morgan?
It was, like, early in the day. I think it was, like, around, like, 4, maybe.
And what were you doing?
I wasn't present at that time, the first time. Well, I was there, but I wasn't involved in that. I was talking to some other friends. I was there for the second part of it.
From Greg's parents' house, where did you go?
We left and went to Greg's own apartment.
Who went?
Me, a few of my friends.
How many friends?
I believe there were 4 of us, or 5 of us.
And you went over to Greg's too?
Yes.
What time?
Probably about 10 or 11, maybe.
At night?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Don't you have a girlfriend?
I didn't have a girlfriend at that time.
Oh, but you had a girlfriend.
Yes, ma'am.
So you're not with her a whole day. And an evening, who are you going to kiss New Year's? Him?
No, ma'am.
Didn't you feel badly about not being with your girlfriend?
I mean, we was kicking it out the whole, like, earlier that day.
You were what?
We was, like, we was hanging out the whole, like, earlier that day. And, like, she had left and went over her mother's house, her people's house.
Sounds to me as if she wasn't happy with you about something.
I mean, yeah, she was cool. She just wanted to go kick it with her sisters and her mother and her father.
I understand what that means, as a matter of fact. I know that you think that I don't understand what that means, but I do understand what kicking it means.
We've been through this before.
Shh. All right, Mr. White, you want to tell me what happened? Your version, at least?
Well, first off, I've enlisted in the Navy. I wasn't asking for any pills. I wouldn't be asking for anything of that sort. We left and went to Greg's own apartment, and Greg told him they weren't welcome to come down there after what happened at his parents' house.
Where is Greg now?
He couldn't be here.
Why not?
I'm not sure. He wasn't at his apartment when this happened.
Where was Greg when this happened?
He was on his way down. He had to pick someone else before he came down. And I was sitting at Greg's apartment with my friend playing video games. When I got up to use the restroom, the two of them showed up unwelcomed and came in. When I walked out, they immediately saw me there and came up to me. I kept trying to walk away when I was thrown into a wall, and the defendant spit in my face.
Which one?
Matt. And,
Mr. Zeiss.
Yes. So I immediately just walked away, tried to get away. I went for the door when the both of them threw me down on the couch, and then they began asking for my money again, which I told them that I didn't have it and to get away from me. And then the two of them started hitting me and punching me in the face, which I was trying to block away. And then ultimately, Mr. Zeiss turned around and kicked me in the eye. I have pictures. And,
okay, and that's how you were injured?
Yes.
Now, you're dying to tell me something, Mr. Morgan.
Like,
so look at me.
When we got there, this guy was drunk, slobbing on himself.
Greg told us.
That's not true.
Mr. White.
We was invited because Greg called and told us to bring a 12-pack of beer to his house to meet us there. I don't know what kind of world he's living in, but we get to Greg's house and he asks us, can you give me some X pills? Can you give me... He was asking him first. You know, I don't mess with that stuff, and he kept asking us.
You know, like, I feel like insulted, because, like...
Shh. One at a time, please.
Okay.
And we was trying to have a good time, you know, hang out, and he kept asking us. Finally, he comes up and says, here's $100. You come across any, you know, just bring it back, whatever. And he comes up, and he's drunk, and he's asking, you know, if we found anything. And he's you know, we're all drinking a little bit, and he starts going crazy, like, you know, swinging and throwing beer bottles and stuff, man, you know, and
Why would a bunch of guys choose to stay together New Year's Eve instead of be with their girlfriends?
No, it wasn't nothing like that.
What?
It wasn't nothing like that.
Nothing wasn't like what? I mean, I don't understand why. I mean, he doesn't have a girlfriend. You don't have a girlfriend, I assume?
Not at the time.
You live with somebody.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I went to the doctor and they took x-rays and they found out it was fractured.
Probably don't remember how it happened because you was on drugs.
That's not true.
You're not talking to him, are you?
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy. 17-year-old Daniel White says he was beaten up on New Year's Eve by Matthew Zeiss. Matthew claims Daniel was trying to score drugs that night.
Okay, let me see your pictures, let me see your medical bills, let me see your police report, let me see all your stuff.
Your Honor, I mean, they were out looking for trouble that night.
I think that you were probably all out looking for a little bit of trouble.
I have records here of them having previous felonious
We might have been out
assaults.
looking for trouble, but he was out looking for X pills.
That's not true.
Come on, dog, don't laugh.
Quiet, quiet, quiet.
Those right there, Your Honor, are just previous things that he's encountered. That's why I wanted nothing to do with them that night.
How'd you know previous things that I've encountered?
Well, one of the things...
You don't even know me like that.
Everyone knows.
Come on.
Everyone does.
Mr. Zeiss, what they're giving me is a court view 2000, which indicates that you've got some history with your temper.
I've been in trouble before, but it was different circumstances.
Well,
I got
a
an
lot of
assault
different
charge.
circumstances.
Are you talking about the charges? My past history?
Yeah.
Well, I have an assault charge because I got in a fight at a festival because somebody was assaulting a girl and I stepped in and helped out.
You also have an outstanding stalking.
Stalking?
Yeah, motion for criminal
No, it's
stalking.
aggravated menacing is what I have. I got that because I was charged with a felony too, because felonious assault for fighting. And in order for that to get dropped down, I had to plead out to an aggravated menacing charge and an assault 1, misdemeanor 1. So I wouldn't have a felony 2 on my record.
So how
It
many
was just part
times
of the
have you
deal.
been arrested, Mr. Zeiss?
Twice. Nothing major.
Well, the assault was pretty major, sir. You had to take a plea so you wouldn't have a felony. And if you were charged with a felony, that means the injury that you caused was serious.
It wasn't a serious injury, Your Honor.
Wasn't?
No.
You mean they made a mistake?
I think they overcharged me.
That's what they all say. You had a pelvic fracture 3 weeks before this, sir?
Yes.
How did that happen?
I was experiencing pain in my lower thigh, and I went to the doctor, and they took x-rays, and they found out it was fractured. They could have very well further injured that, too.
Come on. Probably don't remember how it happened because you was on drugs.
That's not true.
You're not talking to him, are you?
No.
So this injury happened, Mr. White, because during the course of this scuffling around with the two of them, he kicked you in the eye.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Now, when you were scuffling around with them, Mr. White, tell me what you were doing.
I was trying to free myself and just get away. I wasn't aggressing towards them in any way. I was just trying to merely escape myself.
When did you go to the hospital?
The day after. I spent all day in the hospital.
Could you explain to me why you waited until 5 days later to amend your statement that said that complainant states that after he refused to give the known suspect his money, they began punching him, kicked him in the eye, whereupon he gave them listed currency?
Yes.
Can you explain to me why you didn't tell that to the police the same day as you went to the hospital, which was the 1st of January?
I did tell them that, Your Honor.
No, this says supplementary narrative. That says on the 5th of January.
I told them the night we went that I was robbed also.
Do you have that report? I don't see that
It
report.
should be all in the same report, Your Honor.
Well, you can show it to me, sir. I'm going to give you back the packet that you gave me. Here you go. Yes.
Your Honor, when he came home New Year's Eve and I saw his eye, we went to the police department that night. We left right then and went to the district. They took pictures, took a report.
But I don't have that report.
It's listed as robbery here.
A robbery,
on the
a
incident
felony,
report.
second degree. We went to the police department that night and filed this report, not 5 days later.
Did you go back to the police on the 5th of January?
No, unless that's when I got the police report.
Oh.
But it says January 1st is when the police took the report, right here.
Thank you.
The police, when they took the report, he said he should be seen at the hospital.
Okay.
So that's why we went then the next day.
Now, what happened when you were taken into custody, Mr. Zeiss?
I was never taken into custody.
Did you speak to the police?
No, ma'am.
Never?
No.
Did you pursue this matter with the police?
No, we didn't. I spoke with his family, and they were begging us not to press charges because of his previous record. He would have been away for a while. They said they would pay the medical bills and any further damages that were required.
Who did you speak to?
I spoke to his mother and his stepfather.
You did or your mother did?
I did and my mother did.
You did. You have a stepfather?
Yes.
Who lives with your mother?
Yes.
You know about a conversation that they had with the White family about not pressing charges in this case? It's not an answer. That's very easy for me to find out.
They may have talked.
Don't tell me may. Yes. That's something that you would know.
He knows.
Mr. Zeiss, listen to me very carefully. That's something you would know. That's something that your mother and your stepfather would have had a conversation with you about.
Well,
Do you understand?
I know I didn't agree to.
I didn't ask you what you agreed to. I didn't ask that.
Yeah, they may have talked on the phone, yes.
Don't say may, because it's very easy for me to find out.
Most likely they have talked, yes.
When you spoke to your parents, I assume you had a family discussion about what happened New Year's Eve. Is that correct?
That's correct.
When?
I think it was the day after. Or it might have been a few days after.
How do you think they found out what happened New Year's Eve?
Because I told him, because when he gave us $100 to buy drugs, he flipped out at the end of the night, and that's when we got in the confrontation. I didn't get a chance to give it to him, because I don't need his money. I have a job. So I called Greg, and I told Greg to bring him to my house so I could give him his money. And he came to my house, and I gave him his $100 back.
Just a second. And you did that before or after Mrs. White spoke to your family?
Before. I contacted him.
No. My friend Greg brought me over to his house to speak with his family because he told his mother and stepfather about it, and they were upset about it, and they wanted to resolve this. And Matt was present at the time when I spoke with his family. They agreed to pay the money that was taken from me, and then they also agreed to pay the medical bills.
To you?
Yes, and to my mother over the phone.
If we was going to take money, why would we turn around the next day and give it right back? If we was going to take money from somebody.
You know, when I spoke to Mrs. Zeiss, she begged me not to press charges because she said that he was on probation for 5 years. If we pressed charges, he would automatically go to jail. She begged, and she said, we'll pay your hospital bills, we'll give you back your money that, you know, and his mother gave Daniel $100 that they took. Not him, his mother.
I'm just curious. Why didn't you sue his parents, since they were the ones who made an agreement with you to pay you the medical bills?
Because she told me Matt got a job, and he just got the job in February. He hasn't had that job a year. Because she told me over the phone, she said, Matt's finally got a job, and he will start paying you.
All right, Matt.
March 1st.
Shh, just a second. You said you'd been working for this moving company for a year.
Well, I'd go in and help out. I wasn't working full-time for a year. I just started working full-time, but I'd go in a few times a week and help out.
That's not what you told me.
It's been a year since I've been with the company.
That's not what you told me.
I told you I've been working for a year. I have been with the company for a year.
His mother said he just got the job a month ago.
It's easy to find out. I want to tell you, I really went back and forth. Now I'm ready to rule. You assaulted him. You'd had too much to drink. You'd been drinking all day.
I haven't. I did
See
not.
that? There was no need for that.
Well, I didn't take pictures.
No reason. No reason. You didn't take pictures? You should have. And the reason the White family didn't press charges against you is because you got a lot of trouble here with the courts. And there is no question that if you were on probation on an assault, even a misdemeanor assault, and if you got busted again for a felony, you were going to state prison. No question. So I absolutely believe Mrs. White when she says that your family begged them not to pursue this and agreed to pay the medical bills. Now, how much were the medical bills?
Well, Your Honor, the hospital bill, my portion, because my insurance paid a bit of it, was $760. And then I have the doctor's bill, which they called in a specialist to look at his eye, and I haven't received the doctor's bills. There was 5 doctors that looked at him that day. And we have to take him back in 6 months to have his eye rechecked.
You still with the same girlfriend?
Yes, ma'am.
Sit down. I hope she rethinks her position. Well, Mr. Zeiss, you were very, very fortunate that the White family didn't pursue this because we could have been doing this as a prison hearing. You understand me?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $2,000. That's all.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I think she just seen my record and me and thought I was a bad guy.
I was very happy with it. I think she took everything into matter, and I got my bills paid.
I think everybody was drinking.
That's not true at all. I wasn't drinking that night.
It was a messed up situation, and I'm not at fault for it.
Man, this guy, man, it's just, man, not right, man.
He's well known in the neighborhood as a big bully.
He was trying to buy pills, man. Now, like, we got to pay him some money, man. That ain't even right, you feel me?
I'm in the Navy. That's ridiculous. I wouldn't be looking for pills.
It was like an insult, cause I was the only black guy around at the time.
Frightening fear that something's wrong with his eye.
I think that was rude of him just to come to me and like it was other people in the room just asking me like I'm a drug dealer or something.
Everything is almost back to normal now. I'm pretty good now.
It's cool. I ain't worried about it.